Let's just begin. We'll just begin now since I put out the tweet in the Discord. Oh, also I just put out the tweet. Metazet and Tom, if you guys want to reshare that, you can on Twitter.
Dude, I've already done it.
Oh, you've already done it. I forgot you're a pro.
I'm a professional.
Welcome to Tea Time. Welcome to Tea Time, episode 32. We got a lot of shit that we got to talk about. We also have Metazet coming on. He is another Web3 builder out here. So it's going to be really cool to bring him on when we get to the... But first off, Tom, been working hard. We've been working real hard, actually. But I guess the first thing I wanted to mention, even though I'm not in the UK, Tom, I have no idea. I literally have no clue what your thought on this. So I was just going to bring it up. And if you want to speak on it, you can, because I don't know what it means over there. The Queen has left us. I had nothing to say about it. I just don't know if you have something to say.
I genuinely would be interested to know what you think about this. And then I'll give my thoughts. Like, if you have no, like, nothing.
I have none, not a single thought. I mean, it's like
not a single thing.
I mean, I don't know what I would say. Like, I mean, she's the queen. She was really old. She's dead now. It's just like rip. I mean, I'll say rip. Rest in peace. I don't have anything else. I don't know anything about her, bro. Like, I know she's super rich and her family owns a bunch of shopping malls, and she like is the figurehead of the country. So that's all I really know. I'm gonna get fucking roasted alive.
Dude, to be completely honest, you're about right. You're about right.
Fuck.
But yeah, look, I live like a mile and a half away from where there are like, so there's going to be a queue. Her coffin is getting driven into Buckingham Palace, which is about a mile away from where I live. And they're predicting that there is going to be a queue for people to walk past her coffin. And the queue is going to be something like 26 hours long to be able to, you're going to have to stay in that queue for 26 hours. And they're going to have no amenities, no like toilets, no food.
What the fuck? Dude, I mean, like in the last few years, I heard about the queen was there like, she doesn't really have power. Like that's what all the fucking people would say. Like she doesn't really do anything. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, but that's literally all I don't fucking know. I mean, it'd be surprising to me if you knew anything about like the U.S. political system just because you're not living here, you know?
Yeah, I think I have like a very high level and like I follow along like the U.S. political system based around who is going to be the next president. Like that's when I'm like, okay, well this matters. And when Donald Trump fucking became president, I was like, okay, well now I don't know what the fuck matters anymore. But yeah, like for anyone who understands, who would be interested in understanding more about the Queen, I would say The Crown on Netflix is a very good show to learn about like it. So Bryce, shout out to Bryce in the chat, talking about the Princess Diana biopic. Like there's a couple out there, but The Crown does a really good job, gives you like it's literally her life over the last 70 years. But it's done very, very well, in my opinion. Really good acting, really good TV, really good drama, good music, beautifully cinematographic. It's incredible. But yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know. People, it's a big deal in the UK right now. I'm one of the people that I suppose like I think she had an amazing life, and it was time for someone else.
True. Well, rest in peace to the lady.
I'm thankful for her service. She lived a long and distinguished life, and I think she was as monarchs come, she was a good one to have, like compared to some of the fucking monarchs that there are in the world. She was sweet. She was sweet. She was had a sense of humor. She was good.
But I'm not gonna lie. I've seen that lady 5 times in my entire life, and 3 of them were literally in the last 2 days. So I don't know anything about it. So I'm not gonna pretend like I do. I saw all these people posting about it, and I was like, "Motherfucker, you've not thought about this lady ever in your entire life until the day she died." So I just fucking wanted to bring it up because you're from the UK. So, anyways, we're gonna move on.
Big deal. Let's move fucking NFTs. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So we got just in the last week or so, I haven't done any podcast a little bit because of a break, not really a break, but we went fucking hard. Like we had, so I mean, I guess I did do a podcast in the last week, but it was the in-person one with Mark at NFT Seattle. That was cool to do. And then I haven't done any other podcasts. I haven't scheduled any. I have a few scheduled like coming up, But I guess end of month I had a busy end of month, so I didn't want to like schedule anything. And then I've been going hard in the shorts, just kind of testing things out. Of course, Toxic Masculinity blew up, got 5,000 views in the first day. And then yeah, like, I don't know, dude. Shorts is where it's at right now. I'm just really trying to figure out, because I have the editing for the shorts kind of figured out for the most part, but it's really the titles, trying to lock those in. And I'm probably like 6 for 10 on titles the first time. Most of the time I have to switch it up a few times until I get one that sticks. But I've been really testing those out and just testing out different kinds of videos you guys have been seeing. Like I did the Starbucks canceled over NFT drama video, which is really fun for me. And I've been doing other videos that are similar to that, where I'm kind of reacting to things and pulling up reactions to it. And that's more foundation. So for people who don't know, I built my brand on the Brutally Honest reviews I think it was last September when I really brought those up and just kind of worked on those for like 10 months. I kind of see this kind of new style of video the same. So I'm going to perfect this. By the time the market comes back, I should be a demon at this kind of content. And when the market and the attention's back, I'm going to take over again. So that's the goal. But YouTube has been my #1 thing mainly. And so that's really all that's been going on in well, I guess that's like the main thing. And then just super quick, and then we'll get into Tom's, because that man's been going hard on Unorthodox. And it's been so busy that we don't talk as much because he's doing other shit right now, and I'm focused on the market. This is my Twitter. You guys saw it. I saw this fucking photo. Was hilarious, Tom. Is this real?
I mean,
did you see this shit? Hold on. Let's see if it'll load. Will the merge set 30 back to all time? 916,000. These kids are like 9.
Dude, are you kidding me? You haven't seen this? You haven't seen this meme before?
Is this not real? I don't fucking know, dude. I just saw this on Twitter.
Fucking real, bro.
Holy shit. I thought this video went viral because they were like kids, and I was just like, wow, that's actually really funny.
I can't believe it. We have to say that Gannon's going to absolutely love that. The fact that you got mugged.
Dude, that was funny.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I just thought it was hilarious. And then we saw
NFT. I always thought, I watched those. I saw that meme, and I always thought one of those kids was you back in the day.
Damn. It probably would have been. we got NFT Nate finally getting his merch. He got some NFT Psychedelic Anonymous merch. It looks all right. You know, I'm not gonna lie, the Joyous Kingdom clothes looks way better than that. Not gonna lie. And for also the shop is open for I think another 10 days or so. Sold some clothes. It's been really wild seeing that. So some people are gonna be rocking Joy's clothes. I mean, you guys see me wearing it all the time. Tom wears the hat a lot of times, the backwards hat in his videos and podcasts and stuff. Yesterday I went and saw Leanne. She's a day trader actually in Seattle. She's super dope. We had she has a really good sense of humor. We had a great conversation, and she literally day trades. Like, it's not even like, I kept pressing her. I was like, so you day trade, or are you like teaching courses on like how to day trade? Like, is it one of those things? Like, you can tell me. And she's like, no, like I day trade. Like, that's how I had a lot of money, and then I used it to go day trade, and I made a lot of money, and then I started doing she goes and travels the fucking world and gives speeches and stuff. So she was super cool to link up with and talk. So that's been my life. And Tom,
did it make you think that like you wanted to try out day trading?
Nope. No, absolutely not. I'm not good at that kind of thing.
We've seen Kosher diving into that a bit more. He's been like,
dude, where the fuck is Kosher, bro? He's disappeared.
He's day trading.
Is that actually what he's doing?
Yeah, he's day trading.
Bro, what the fuck? What about Kosher Plug Pass?
You have to be fucking fully plugged in to day trade. Like, you have to be in the Matrix, like Andrew Tate.
Bro, he just said he was going to get back into YouTube.
Well, he's day trading on YouTube. He'll be doing a day trading account on YouTube very soon.
Oh, okay. And then, Tom, you guys been busy over at the Unorthodox team.
Yeah.
What you been up to? Has this been the main thing?
Yeah. So like this is really like just us trying to set the foundations for the next like 5+ years, which is what we've been speaking about since day one on this on Tea Time, right? Like setting the foundation for what is inevitable, which is the mass adoption of like crypto technology and being, trying to put ourselves out as experts. So yeah, it's like we're starting off slowly. We were in the studio yesterday, like trying to record, and we're just getting in the flow of stuff. We're just starting out, getting in the flow, having fun, speaking to people, speaking to businesses. We've actually got some sick businesses that we are. Yeah, we've actually got some. Yeah, we've got some cool projects that we're like kind of advising, doing their marketing for, which
nice.
You're going to hear about, because obviously Cade Bergman gets whitelist.
Let's fucking go.
but seriously, we're working with a couple that are close to launching now that are like are cool. Like I would, as in they're ones that would get my attention. They'd grab my attention, which is tough to do right now. So I'm excited to like share them with you because I think you might be like, okay, actually, shit. There's so yeah, I'm really excited to like showcase that with you. But we'll share that with you. But yeah, so we're working on stuff behind the scenes. Content, as Cade knows, as we always talk about, content is king, and so we are putting content as the absolute core of the unorthodox business. So we have our podcast, and we're just trying to crush. We're going to try and crush the shorts and TikTok game. It's obviously, as Cade knows, easier said than done. You have to be super strategic, as he's doing an amazing job at demonstrating. So we're just testing stuff out. But like as we know, we're content creators. Good, like even more exciting news. I'm about to restart my channel as the Summit Club podcast, which I'm very fucking excited about too. So yeah,
hell yeah, dude, hell yeah. We got a good question here from Luke. We got Bryce talking shit, and then my white balance is off, unless that's your natural complexion. What do you mean? Like this is what I look like. Wait, what? My white balance?
Wait, Bryce. When have you ever seen him outside?
Wait, I look tan.
When is he never indoors? He's always indoors,
bro. I run. I live in Seattle though. I'm not gonna lie, so it's harder to catch a day of sunlight. But I also run towards shade. Like I talked to Lan about this yesterday. She was like, "I'm the opposite. Like I hate the fucking cold and I hate the shady." She's like, "That's how it is in Seattle." I was like, "Lit." Like I love shady, cloudy, sad weather.
You know what this is, guys? This is Cade turning into a fucking vampire. Just like
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Weird ass vampires in that movie. I can't remember what they were called. What was that movie called?
Twilight.
He is done. He is running towards the twilight. His tan is disappearing as we speak.
Dude, you know who's fucking pale?
Not me.
Dude, Elliot Wyman, Elliot Trades, that motherfucker has not seen the sun ever. I saw that the podcast.
He lives in LA as well. He lives in LA, right?
I literally, when I saw that podcast with NGMI, I was like, wow.
Dude,
you remind me of Elon Musk.
Bro, my most viral tweet was one back in like maybe February, and it was me watching Elio on TV, and I just posted a photo being like the GOAT of YouTube, and he liked it and commented.
Oh, let's go.
He commented, and it was like it just like fucking just went like absolutely viral.
Let's go.
But poor dude, he looked so sick, so ill on that photo. So I felt bad. But yeah, that was my most viral tweet ever, is him looking sick, but giving him like.
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get him on the podcast. So I take everything I just said back. Elio, you are fucking tan, my guy. What do you do? Where do you go surfing, bro?
Where do you
not Luke. He says, talk about thumbnails. How do you guys approach your thumbnails? What do you look to get out of them? Besides clicks, of course. I just want them to. So I actually watched a couple of videos on thumbnails recently, just trying to like up my game in titles and thumbnails. What you're supposed to do is just like when you hire out in a business, you're supposed to hire out complementary people to your skill set instead of hiring a bunch of people who can do what you do, so that they can take care of stuff that you can't take care of. And it's the same with titles and thumbnails. You have a title that complements the thumbnail. And that's why I don't have the words Starbucks, the words whatever else I put in, like Doodles, all the other things I put in the thumbnail. I don't want to put that in the title if I can, because I want them to complement each other. And so I just want to make sure that people are aware, like, okay, there's something going on in this video that I need to know about. It's intriguing. I need to know this, because if I watch this video, I'll be better off than not watching it. And so that's kind of how I look at my thumbnails.
So there's one person that's the GOAT of thumbnails, and we have to mention him because we mention him every single show. But yeah, Alex Hormozy is the absolute GOAT. You can just look at his channel, look at his thumbnails, and you can see that they have him as well as their team have put a huge amount of thought into every single thumbnail. But what they've done is they've done a photo shoot with him pulling every single facial expression. Single facial expression. But what they do, which is next level, is that they Photoshop like red eyes or tears.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they take it to the next level. They actually alter his face, which is that's when you really are fucking at the top of your game, when you're altering your face in your thumbnails. But that's obviously like, it takes time, dude. Effort. But yeah, when it comes to that, that's like, I would say that's basically like the best of the best. But yeah, wild to get that.
Yeah, it takes a while, and honestly, it also depends on the attention. Like it depends on who's looking for your kind of video. Even if you make the best video, the best thumbnail, the best title, if they're not people out there looking for that kind of video, they're still not going to click it. Like that's why Alex Hormozzi's content is the best, but he's still not getting all the views because people aren't. Money and the finance sphere had its big bull run last year and this past year, right? And like when everyone was in COVID and stuff, that's when those kind of videos blew up, and that's when all the big finance YouTubers were kind of like mooning. And now we're at a point where people aren't as much in the finance sphere. So those kind of videos just aren't popping as much. And that's why I've started to transition really, really heavy into the content side of the Web3 world. Because I know there's literally like, I haven't found them. That's why I mean, you guys know, that's why I started the reviews last year. There wasn't people making reviews. And I said the same thing about political commentary style of content on the drama. And plus it's good because I can use other content creators, other influencer people in the space in my videos, which is like, instead, because like it'll be one of those things like in a couple of years when I continue to do that, those people I'll be friends with at some point, and then they're like in my videos, and it's like free press for everybody, and it's fun. Like I can talk about my friends in the videos, be like, oh, like look what Tom said about this stupid shit. Like he tweeted this thing and roasted this founder about this and that, and like Zerk jumps in, and I just think it'll be funny in a few years. So I'm just really, really trying to nail that foundation down now. So hell yeah. All right, we got, before we bring in Metazet, I just want to pull up. Where's it at? There it is. So get the collab manager for the Zerk Pass, NFT Zerk. If you guys know him, he's on the NFTS team. He's also his own YouTuber on his own. We have Station Chef for Kitchen by Pasta and a mod at Nifty Dash, Lore Master, Top Realtor, Hip Hop Legend, NFT Web3 Mover in 3, in 2, in 1, and boom. What's up, dude?
Stud.
Oh, no, it's fucking audio. Hold on. No, you're good.
Oh, that was it. That was just as simple as that. Yo, thanks for having me, guys. For real.
Yeah,
dude, hey, thanks for having me.
You're looking this way.
Pleasure.
Yeah. After you read the resume, I'm just seeing who's hiring out there. So thanks for going through that. Don't tell Zerk though. No, shout out to Zerk. Much love to Zerk. I owe so much to that dude. And
100%, dude. Yeah, what is it like working with him?
It's awesome. You know, it's a little intimidating. You know, it's like talking to the wizard. Yeah, it's like talking to the wizard, like getting a peek behind the curtain. You know what I mean? And I mean, he just peeks out just to tell us what kind of big news is coming and all the big things that are happening, and give us a rundown. Oh my God, I love that picture. Yeah, so don't tell him I'm here right now. I'm hoping he's at the gym right now because I'm supposed to be working, and I'll probably get reamed. I really might be looking for a gig here soon. So,
shit, Tom. What? Actually, no, we haven't really talked about that. Tom, what's it like working with Zerk?
Do you know what? Like, it's been like I don't know really how to start this, but yeah, without kind of like blowing smoke up his ass, which is what we say in the UK. Yeah, he's impressive. He's very, very impressive. Yesterday we were like setting up the podcast studio, and he was like just straight in, just like fucking set everything up. Just
let's go.
Just does work. If there's like something that he knows if there's something that to do and he knows that he has to do it, or there's something that it's like obvious and he does it. And he does it like fucking fast, really high level, just gets stuff done. It's like it's quite clear that he's got that, you know, the entrepreneurship things. He's like, yeah, just get things done. I think, yeah. But he completely also knows, which is super important, is understanding your weaknesses. His weaknesses that he holds up his hand is he doesn't like admin. He doesn't like all of the shit that goes around with stuff, which I think, Cade, you relate to a little bit.
Yeah, I fucking hate all that stuff, dude. I hate it. I can't tell you how much
you're good
I've had the last few days.
You're good at it. You're good at getting shit done. Like, which is you are. Like, I know that because I know how prolific you are. But yeah, he doesn't like the admin, and when he gets told what to do, he'll just fucking get it done. And to be honest, I haven't seen anyone like that. I've never met anyone like that.
Let's go, Zerk. Also, Eski might be hiring. I don't know who this. I don't know. I don't know what he's hiring for. Eski, he's the collab manager for Zerk. Well, I guess you can qualify yourself. I mean, I already said it, but like, what is your like skills? Like, what do you do that you like would hope to bring value to? I guess when you're out there looking for jobs.
So for me, you know, number one, I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. That's why I really appreciate Tom and what he brings to the game. And I'm a realtor, so I'm actually within the top 1% of agents in the entire United States.
Shit.
And so I'm based
Say
in
what?
Colorado. Yeah,
What did
I'm
you
within the
just fucking
top.
say?
I'm within the top 1% of realtors in the entire country in
And
US.
why did you actively decide to flip JPEGs?
Oh man, I fell down that rabbit hole, last year, about a year ago, and just started dipping my toes into the water a little bit. Actually, Tom Bilyeu, I'm sure you're familiar with impact theory. My brother is big into Bitcoin, and I'm big into personal development and all of that. So when he mentioned Tom Bilyeu was putting some out, I jumped on that. And the first thing I minted, funny enough, was Merry Mods, this Christmas project that Tom Bilyeu put out under
Let's
his
go.
in his ecosystem. So, and then I got hooked, and I just have been like full force ever since. I'm deep in the game. I am still running a team within a team in Colorado here, doing real estate. So I still do that full time, but I also do Web3 full time. I'm working to balance both, and I do a lot in Web3, pretty heavy in the space. As you mentioned, I'm a station manager for the kitchen. So shout out to all my kitchen fam and
Let's
NFT
fucking go.
Pasta. And
Pasta, bro. Let's go.
yeah,
You know, me and
mod for
Pasta
several
sat and
communities.
talked for 4 hours on our podcast like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I caught a lot of it. I always try to catch. He goes hard like that for just. I mean, he could go. I've like fallen asleep. I'm not even joking. Listening to him on the Twitch stream, and then woke back up, and they're still talking about PXN. And I'm like, I jump right back in. Yeah, for real.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, for me, what I can bring to the table, I think, is I'm not a huge analytical person. I'm not a huge trader that could say, oh, this is some alpha, go this direction, necessarily go that direction. I am the everyman, every person out here that is getting into Web3. And I've had some big L's, some big W's, and I'm holding some big bags. I got a lot of baggage. So I'm going to start therapy here soon, trying to work through some of that baggage and some of the background stuff that might be contributing. But anyway,
Let's fucking go.
Dude, tell us a little bit about this, because this is actually like an incredible story like to hear. So you're claiming you're a top 1% realtor in the United States. You're working for multiple people in Web3. How the fuck are you balancing all of that? How do you do this? And you're a hip hop artist.
Yeah. And I have 2 children, 2 small children. That's probably the first most important thing. Of course, it is the most important thing, of course. But I just mentioned that to say that I shouldn't go without mentioning that first and foremost. And that, of course, is the most challenging thing that there is. I mean, I had one kid. I'm like, oh man, I got this. I love being a dad, And then I had 2 kids, and I am seriously seeking some mental help. Might see if I can get, a nanny or something like that full time. No, I'm just playing. But my wife is huge support for me. She's at home with the kids. And so that's definitely a big thing in and of itself. But beyond that, I mean, I've been in real estate for like 7 years. And so I really just started catching my stride. And it's all about systems and processes. And I have a really good team as well. And so I was fortunate enough to help 64 families, individuals, and companies or corporations buy, sell, or invest in real estate last year here in Colorado.
Nice.
And so, yeah, and I'm still doing that. Like I said, full time. I just got a client of mine under contract this morning, and
nice,
just rocking and rolling. But yeah, that's what's up. I do this one.
Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go.
Or like if I get a big win.
Dude, I think it's important to do some different things. Like I've been doing Web3 NFT stuff full time for the past about a year, like literally coming up on a year right now. And recently, probably the last like 2 months, I've been like getting a small almost itch to go out and get because I've always wanted to bartend since I was like 15, and I'm like sitting here, I'm like, bro, I'm living in the city. there's so many people I haven't met, even though I fucking don't like most people. But I was like, you know what? Like, there's like so many bars. We're about to go into like a slow-ish season. This might be the perfect time to go in like twice a week or something and just learn the game. I don't really understand alcohol that much. Like, I never really drank like that, so I need to understand that stuff too. But I've always wanted to be a good bartender, and the only way to get there is to go and fucking bartend. And I was like, So I'm having an interview literally right after this. I'm gonna go run over and nail an interview, hopefully. But the thing is, I also have auditions for, I think I told Tom about this. I don't know if you're aware of this yet, but I'm interviewing for a show host position at a Web3 company. And so if I get that, that would be sick. Actually, Tom, when I talked to you last about this, thank you. When I talked to you, Tom, about this, did I tell you that I had done the 3rd audition yet? And I was like in that waiting room. I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I haven't heard back yet. I have no idea what that's going to be. Hopefully it works. There's another company that I'm already going to be working with, just doing a couple trials with them. And they are on a smaller blockchain. So I'm just kind of like testing the waters there. But yeah, I want to do some different things, especially because in this bear market, things are running slow, bro. It's kind of boring.
I'm going to have to live vicariously through your life because I've done many jobs. I've actually done most jobs out there, but bartending was the one job that I didn't ever get to do, which I wanted to do, but I never got to do it. Why? I just the stars never aligned. Yeah, I always had other stuff. I was obviously always doing other stuff, but I've worked a lot in the hospitality industry, but I never like bar work. I never did. That was the only thing I didn't do in the hospitality industry. And yeah. I can only imagine as like someone in their young 20s, early 20s, like doing this, like sick, like absolutely sick.
Well, I want to own a nightclub, bro. I want to own a nightclub one day, and I can't own a nightclub if I don't understand.
Wait. What do you mean you want to own a nightclub? That's bullshit. What do you mean you want to?
I don't want to. I don't want to participate in the degeneracy of a nightclub, but I want to own the nightclub. I want to be the guy who walks in and just skips the line and goes straight to VIP because I own the place. Like that's one of my. I've always wanted to do that.
Actually, I actually share this dream of you, but it's not a nightclub. It's very specific. So there is a reason why the Summit Club is called the Summit Club, by the way. And I'll leave it at that. If you know anything about me, you understand what I'm into, and you can put 2 and 2 together, and you can kind of like make the string.
Tom is gonna buy a mountain, and at the top of the mountain, he's gonna stick a flag of a JPEG on it, and that is his dream. That is everything he's accumulating.
How did you know? You did it. You figured it out. Fuck. That's brilliant. Oh fuck.
100%.
Now, where am I supposed to go now? You've given it away, my secret.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you where you go. You go and you follow Metazet's footsteps, and you go buy some Joyous Kingdom clothes because this was dope. I saw he put this out on tweet. Also, by the way, if you guys do buy clothes, post it because I'll repost it. This is dope. So I appreciate you, Zet, sir, for buying some clothes from the Joyous Kingdom.
I'm gonna look fly.
You're gonna be excited. That's a fact, dude. You are gonna look fly. You're gonna look fly as fuck. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be very cool. I'm really excited to see people rolling in Joyous Kingdom clothes. So anyways, let's jump into the market here. So we got crypto doing its thing. It's doing I guess it's doing a little bit of a I guess you could just call it interesting price action in the last few days. Like it's been pumping a little bit, it's been dropping a little bit. This was at 1700 yesterday. Ethereum's now sitting at just above 60 or just at 1600 now. And if you look at in the last day, look at that. That's in the last day.
Wow.
Like people are free. Like I don't know. I mean, in my head, there's not enough price action for me to be that interested in like playing around trying to gamble here because it's not like we're playing with a small cap coin. Like you're talking about if you're messing with like $1,000, you're messing with like a couple $100 kind of thing. And I'm like, that's not really worth it in my head. Like I feel like I'd want to be playing for like way bigger returns. But I guess like 10, 20% is fun.
I mean,
I don't fucking know. What do you think, Tom?
Like, look at the last 3 months, man. That is a huge amount of volatility. Like,
yeah, dude, that's crazy. That looks good.
How to play the game, like, this is just money printing. This is money printing.
Yeah. And the last year, it doesn't look so good, but
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not doing anything. I don't really care. I mean, I'm just there because people are, excited or something. So it's fine. I mean, it's good. It's good for the direction of crypto. I'm really excited about that. Like everyone's excited about that. I think people are more excited about thinking like it's gonna have a huge pump or something. Like for me, I just had different perspective because I don't rely on Ethereum going up or down. I rely on Ethereum just existing to do my content. Like I don't care if it goes up or down really. I mean, if it goes up, that means more people are here. So there's more business opportunities. But in my head, dude, like stuff's always happening in the crypto NFT world. Like I really, really do look at this world like a game world. I don't know about you, Tom, but everything that's happening, like good or bad, is just interesting to me. And I know it's going to be here in a few years. So in my head, it doesn't really matter. So that's where my head's at. But
Dude, I mean, we're probably going to go into it. I maybe it was one of the news stories, but like, I mean, one of the biggest. Well, it's relevant to you, obviously, because you're in Seattle. But like, Starbucks launching announcing that they are going to token their reward scheme with Polygon is like that's as good as it. That was what we're waiting for. That was the one that was basically the news story that we were waiting for. We're waiting for Starbucks to say yes, coin, it is on, and they've fucking done it, and I think they've done it in a cool way.
Yeah, what do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've heard a lot of different opinions. People not thrilled that it's on Polygon, but for me, it doesn't matter what degenerates think. What Starbucks is gonna do. They're gonna make their mind up, and they're gonna set their plan, and they're gonna see it through, regardless of the NFT space as it is now. And they're probably gonna have an impact on the NFT space with whatever they do. I'm excited to see. I think it just helps bring mass adoption into the space. I mean, something like that's huge. I know they're getting a lot of flack for it too, which is great to see too. So it's exciting times. Gotta love it.
What do we?
Yeah. So
what do we think about like their use of the term like digital stamp? Because I thought that was quite a
that was funny,
an interesting move. But like the context of the question is that over the last the history of technology, the earliest adopters of technology, they refer to technology in a certain way. They like the internet was called the internet superhighway for like a decade before it was just called the internet. And it was like there's this process that it moves along. And it's like I feel like we've known, it doesn't make sense that people are going to be talking about NFTs because all it is a fucking technology that it's like it would like us be it would be like us talking about the internet and calling it HTML or JavaScript.
Yeah. I think digital asset is probably a better word. Like you can move with digital asset, and I feel like that's something that people still will clown on. But digital asset sounds better than digital stamp. What the fuck is a digital? I mean, I know what they're trying to say.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is they're trying to really completely diffuse it away from like fiduciary duty. They're trying to take it away from any of like the any legal ramifications when it comes to that kind of shit. So they're
pissing everyone off doing it. Like I know that what they're trying to do. The thing is, like, you're not going to appease the Web3 crowd by not saying NFTs are digital assets, and then you're not going to appease the Web2 crowd by even jumping into this world at all. So like, you just pissed everybody off. I mean, it's good in the long term, but you pissed all of your audiences off by saying digital stamps because none of the Web3 people are excited about it. They're just like, yep, that's what we expected, and all the Web2 people are like, fuck off. Like I made a whole video on it. Like people are not happy in the Web2 world, the normal world. They're so angry, bro. It's so funny.
It's awesome. I go back to Starbucks is going to do what they're going to do, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be fine.
Exactly.
And we're talking about them, and everyone's talking about them. They've dealt with some bad press before. Yeah, that's for sure.
It is one of the best news stories that we've had this year. Like I think they packaged it super neatly. I think the way they explained what it is works really well. It makes sense to me. It makes sense as someone who's looking at as someone who's trying to help other brands come into the space. I think other brands are going to look at it and say, this is logical. This makes sense. They are using a different technology to help pull this entire loyalty program into something a bit deeper than what it currently is, which is, when do I get free coffee? When do I get free coffee? They're
trying to make a community. That's why I've been so big on covering the content in a way that makes it feel like we are in a game world, because we are going to be in some kind of gamified version of this world where you can go do things for perks. Like that's where I look at it. So there's going to be different communities. Like I look at it like Clash of Clans. Like everyone's got their clan, and it's going to be different projects, different brands. Everyone's going to be rolling with their squad. And then it's just like things happen. Like there's drama. There's things that happen. There's announcements. There's people fudding, and there's FOMO. Like there's a whole lot of things. It's just funny because I don't know. It's just more interesting in this world, bro. Like you walk outside in the street and there's just bullshit happening. It's not interesting. And then you go into this online world and it's just so much crazy shit's happening. Like I just wrote this thing I'm going to talk about in the video. Part of it's like kind of deep, but then part of it's just how I think. It's like why I think the metaverse is coming with or without like your support. It's just because like some people, a lot of people in the Web3 space, they just like, they don't, this is not everyone, but they don't like quite belong in the normal world. Like there's just not one place where they kind of quite fit in. And it's just more like in my head, it's like a radical acceptance of the metaverse. Like that's what it is. Like anyone could be anything in the metaverse. And there's like so much weird support around it. Like everyone's so excited for you to do whatever you want to do. And that's just not quite the same in the real world. Just you can't quite embody that like you can in the metaverse. So in my head, I'm like, it just makes sense that we're going to head that way because it's easier. And, you know, as Gary Vee says, humans move in the direction of convenience. So that's where my head's at.
Completely agree. I think that's an amazing take. And it's a really, really interesting, interesting perspective to have around like where it makes sense when you talk about anonymity, pseudonymity, and how people have been able to like create these characters or alter egos, personas around who they actually are. And you know, it's funny. So definitely,
it's more genuine because you're thinking. It's like social media is like what we think. Like when you leave a comment, it's like what's going on in your head, but you're not going to say that in the real world to someone because you're like most people just don't say the thing. But online, people say the thing. So it's like I feel like it's a bit more of a look into what you're actually thinking and your authentic self. That's where my head's at. But
definitely, well, when it comes to anonymity, absolutely. But like for guys like me and you, it is tough because we have to be. That's true. Considerate, right? Like I'm sure you'll. I mean, I know this is the case. I definitely don't post everything I want to say. Like, I would love the veil. I would love the veil of anonymity, but I think it limits you. I truly believe that. I think there's a limit.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think, Zach?
I think that like everything you guys are saying, I totally appreciate and agree with. I do think that like for someone like me, it opens up so many doors of opportunity, so many different channels. You know, like with the music, for example. I've done that for years, and over a decade, my group has been performing together. And so we've ran into like our own roadblocks or ceilings, you know, if you will. And we're going down this kind of avenue or this channel, this lane. And another example, like my real estate, I'm doing my thing here in Colorado, somewhat limited within those boxes, if you will, or those regions. But you know, I'm able to meet people all over the world, such as yourselves, work with people like Zerk on the other side of the world. And you know, I'm looking to really expand my sphere of people that I network with and know and like, know, and trust and work with. And, you know, I'm looking to expand being able to help people in Web3 or with real estate. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there, and the future is just limitless. And that's why we're all here. I think is just, it's really exciting place, really exciting time, especially for people who are entrepreneurs or business minded and want to take things to the next level or maybe change the game. And so I think going back to, you know, the social media and everything, you definitely have to walk those lines, you know, and I'm all over the place. I know that all too well because I have my real estate social media stuff. I have social media for my business or for my music, and then and then no one even knows about my Web3. I got it. That's all. You know, it's funny because in some ways I'm in anonymity with my Web3 world, even though I'm doxxed, because everyone who knows me in real life, in real estate and music and everything, they don't really know this side of me. So
that's funny.
Can I ask a question about so real estate? That's obviously an area of your expertise. Recently, we saw Tykes by Ryan Pineda. Are you aware of that or at all?
I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't say I am.
So that project mooned.
Yeah, Tykes. It was. The context is like Ryan Pineda's a real estate YouTuber, and he one ETH project, but I think it did pretty well. It went to I don't know if it went to 2 ETH. Yeah, so it did really well, and I think it was a good example of someone who has built up enough brand equity and has kind of demonstrated he's got his own like real estate portfolio. I think he's got his own real estate fund, kind of like Grant Cardone. And it was to me, it was a good validation that like if you do things correctly, if you do things with the right, he was trying to move the technology into real estate, like actually, like it wasn't just a cash grab. He's really trying to be at the forefront of this. You could see that the market responded positively to it. So I just thought it was a good like example of a well thought out and well executed NFT project recently.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. I'm sad to say I don't know. I'm not aware of it, but I'm definitely going to go look into it and research it. I mean, I love the idea, and that's really where I see things going to. You know, long term is we're going to adapt the technology in ways that it's going to be used in our everyday life, such as with contracts, with real estate contracts. And at the end of your closing, when you're at the closing table, you're not going to get a big packet of 400 pages of paper, you know, and you just took down a small forest. You're going to get a USB right to your, a NFT right to your ledger. And what about this? What about Digiprint? Let's maybe not digital stamp, maybe like Digiprint. Let's come up with something better right now. What do the people out there think? That's my first whack.
Yeah, let's get it. What do we think? So I thought digital stamp was a move kind of in the right direction, but it wasn't quite perfect.
Yeah, but let's coin it like right here.
Digiprint.
You guys get the credit. Well, I mean, let's take a vote. I don't know. Let's get some audience participation, something like that.
Well, for all the think. Yeah, I guess it depends on like what kind of age group is going to be running the real estate world when NFTs are more mainstream, because they're the ones who are going to be coining it and using the term. So it can't be fully degenerate because there's a massive crowd of people who are a bit older and they're going to be like, I'm not doing Digiprint. They're going to be like, that sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So they're going to probably want to roll something more professional. It probably would be, I don't know if they would use the word digital, because I feel like it's going to be unnecessary to say digital, I think, at a certain point.
Yeah.
Not that far in the future. It's just going to be like, I don't even know. Like, yeah, I have no idea, honestly. I just don't think any of the terms we're using are going to be relevant in a few years. It's just not going to matter. It's going to be what the word we use, you know?
I agree.
I always think about, what an NFT is at its like most core, which is ultimately it's just a signature. And I don't know if there's but we're looking for a word which is, it can't be multiple syllables. It has to be kind of one syllable. Ideally. Digidrip or two syllables. Digidrip.
I don't know how. Digiture. I don't know how to spell it.
Digiture.
Digiture.
Shout out to my man, Mr. Built in the 80s, part of the Dream Team.
Let's fucking go.
We've got the opportunity to come up with this right now or predict the future, so we can go back in like 10 years' time and be like, look, we fucking made this up. We're the first people.
That's what I'm saying.
Come up with this.
That if we coin the term. Then...
Comments, fucking tell us what you want. Get answers.
What would it be? Well, it's just the thing. They already have like digital, like e-signatures.
Yeah.
Like they have all these already. So I think it's just going to be that. Like I don't know. I don't think it's going to change. I think they're just going to use whatever words they're using for digital. Like they're already doing all that stuff. I don't think it's going to be. I think we might have a word for it. Like our degenerate selves might have a word for it. But I don't know if that'll be the word that like real estate's like Ryan Pineda is going to use. You know. But also interesting thing about TAKEOFF, Tom.
Yeah,
I might be working with them.
What now?
We'll see. That's the only thing I'm going to say. That's all I can really say. I might be working with them. I made a video on them, and then I had a couple of people with other connections, and I don't know. We'll see. There's not too much to talk about there, but there's a potential that I might be working with them, which would be cool, because that was the reason I made the video. And I was like, all right, hopefully Ryan sees this, because that motherfucker is very smart and he's very well connected. He's doing the right things. He's got a project run the way that I would run a project similar. I probably wouldn't do real estate, but he runs the project in a way that is not degenerate as fuck and has a lifespan of more than 2 months. And that's the kind of project I would want to work with anyway. So I'm fucking, my fingers are crossed. That was the thing I was going to bring up earlier. Is like, I'm worried about getting this bartender job. Like part of me is thinking about canceling the job interview, because I'm like, there's like 3 other positions that are potentially going to open up in the next like 2 months. It would be such a shame to like get this bartending job, then have to quit because I don't have time.
No. Bartending jobs always, you take every job, and then if you need to leave, you leave. And the bartending job is like what? You just walk, and you don't have to give them any notice. Just fuck it.
That's true. That's true.
The game is that, like, they know they are paying people like that. That is, don't feel bad about that. Just
and I'm telling you, if you wear them shorts in, them shorts that you got. Them shorts in and them slippers.
Oh fuck,
you got this. You got it. In the bag.
They don't have a fucking chance. All right, let's move on. So we got top NFTs the last 7 days. We have ABC Abracadabra, a Solana project at number 1 over other side deed, or the other deeds from other side.
It's fucking launched ages ago.
Dude, I just can't believe it. So then we got ENS. ENS has been holding steady in the interest game as far as like people talking about it. People have still been talking. It's been a few weeks now since ENS kind of popped, and they're still mooning. They're still doing very well. We have Utes. that's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Utes and also EZU, Bored Apes, CryptoPunks, Mute Ape Yacht Club, Renga. I haven't heard Renga. Also, Doodles is in the news recently. People have been talking mad shit about Doodles. I didn't really say anything because I was like, look, there's only 2 reasons Doodles would ever go off 2 months of just not speaking to anyone. And it's either they're fundraising and they're working on a bunch of shit behind the scenes. And that's the only thing. Actually, that was probably the only thing in my head. I was like, they've got to be working on something behind the scenes. There's no way they're just disappearing. Right? Like all the people on the team have been here for a long time. They're not just going to give up. And so part of it was apparently one of the guys in the team had like a mother die or a dad die or someone in the family, immediate family die. So I assume part of it was because of that. But the real reason, fam, is Doodles has raised $50 million at a $704 million valuation. That's almost $1 billion fucking, well, that's not almost, but it's like sort of $750 million valuation on Doodles. That is insane.
It is insane. And
then they're going to do it. Also, they had it already. Shit, I didn't know. Okay, well, I missed that space. I'll have to watch that. But apparently they've been they're back in, dude. They're back in the game. And like I said in the last I think it might have been the last tea time, I said Doodles is we did like a fuck, marry, kill for NFT projects. Doodles is up there, dude. I mean,
this was a mic drop moment for them. This was a yeah.
Did you see that thing about I think it was Thread Guy? They were like, so Moonbirds is gonna raise 50 mil, the price crashes. Doodles raise 50 mil, the price pumps. What the fuck? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna call him a dumbass, but I was like, you cannot compare Moonbirds with Doodles. Moonbirds has absolutely zero brand. That's why they suck. Like they have no brand. No one cares about these owls except for people who paid too much for them. Doodles has an brand and a storyline around. So like that's why Moonbirds. I was like, Moonbirds is not in that A category for me. Just because they sold a bunch of money because they had every single rich person pump it up and Gary V and all these people, like that makes no like Ryan. Everyone just keeps saying the founder. I'm like, who fucking cares? Like that just doesn't matter that much. Like he's not. I don't know. Like Kevin Rose. It's the only thing I ever hear about them.
Well, did you hear the FUD about Doodles about this announcement though?
No,
is that this announcement was already made back at NFT.
Oh yeah,
NYC.
I saw that.
Yeah, and so a lot of people were throwing shade about that.
That's why I said the thing about the founder, like their core team member, their founder had like his mother or father die. So in my head, I'm like, well, that could potentially warrant a month, but I guess there are other people on the team, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, Bored Apes is a similar thing, dude. Bored Apes just kind of comes out of nowhere and says, boom, fuck it. And they drop their thing. And with Doodles, they've done such a good job up to this point that in my head, I was like, I don't know. I just figured they were doing something. And honestly, like a month or two in the business world is fucking nothing. 90% of deals take more than 3 months to do it. Like I'm sitting here, I've been waiting on 3 different processes to go through. It's been like 4 months of waiting. Like that's just how the world works. And NFTs, people want things happen in 2-3 weeks, have announcements every other week. Otherwise there's FUD. And in my head, a couple of months of non-activity in a project of this caliber, it wasn't a huge deal to me. It was kind of interesting and like weird, but I wasn't like freaking out like all these people like dumping the floor. It just didn't make any sense to me. I was like, guys, it's not a new project. This project's been around since like the beginning. But that's just where my head was at there.
Yeah, it's a buy during that time.
Probably. I couldn't fucking afford that. I'm not paying 10 ETH for a Doodle. But anyways.
Yeah, if you have that.
So then we had OpenSea. We'll check out all the. Let's go to all instead of ETH, since Solana's a big player now. We can't just be ignoring ETH. We can't be ignoring Solana because they're a big player now. So we'll show them the respect that they deserve. So at 30 days for all NFT marketplaces, all chains, we have $14 million in volume. Here's the last 7 days, just kind of flat. If we look at the 30-day chart for all these NFTs and stuff, it's kind of similar. I guess it's trending a little bit down, but not terrible. Like I guess hanging around 10 million. So what do you guys think? NFTs bull run? Nah,
Tom? Not quite. I mean, first of all, the next couple weeks probably be real volatile anyway. Yeah. But then beyond that, I mean, I think we're going to see a little more pain for sure before we see some light.
And then here's some shit. I don't know if you guys heard about this. This is breaking news as of, I think, this morning or yesterday. South Korea issues arrest warrant for Luna founder Do Kwon. This guy from Luna.
Legendary.
Bro, the motherfucker's gonna go to prison for sure. That is crazy to me. So this guy's got it out for him. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's kind of crazy to me.
No, it's not quite crazy. It's like it's completely valid. You know, yeah, you need to be held accountable.
True. I mean, that's a fact. That's
Yeah.
definitely a fact. I'm just surprised like it's happening. And they're like South Korea, like it sounds like the entire country is like running after him right now. Like every single police officer is like keeping track of every single street. They're like, there he is. That's that Luna motherfucker. I put all my savings in there. Imagine putting, oh my God. Dude, every time I think about that, bro, I'm just like, I didn't even know Luna existed until it crashed. Like I literally didn't know it existed. All these people have their life savings in it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
That was the
Did you guys lose
surprising
any
part
money
to
in
me.
this?
I mean, no, I didn't touch it, but I mean, it's surprising to me. Just the same to hear that so many people were so heavily invested in it. I mean, to some degree, but like you said, I heard some people really lost everything. It's not one that was on my radar to that extent.
Yeah, like Tom, where do you put your money in? Like in my head, when I think of those kind of returns that they were getting, and that's why everyone had their money in because they're compounding all their money. In my head, I'm like, bro, that's that's not sustainable. Like there's not to put more than like 1% of your portfolio into that. Like that's just in my head what I would have thought. What do you guys think? Because you guys have a little bit more life experience than I do, and have probably made more money and have gone through a bunch of more things than I have. So what do you guys think?
What do you think, Zach?
Well, I am good at losing money. I have done pretty good at that. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, this whole space, crypto and NFTs, you have to be like super careful. It's highly risky putting any investment in it. And like, if you're seeing those kind of returns, like you're saying, you're seeing pumps like that. I mean, at least take out what you put in, get some profit back. You know, at least play smart like that. I'm not saying people don't. I hope they do, but just for people to just keep putting it all in. I can understand because I can't stop buying JPEGs. You have to limit yourself. I mean, for me, with that, I put in kind of a certain amount and I'm reinvesting that. I'll flip some things or hold on to some things until they kind of mature and take some profits and then reinvest that. But I really try.
That you still like.
Well, I don't have any like huge, big blue chips or anything, but I have a lot of bags. So I hold a lot of different things. But I definitely bullish on some things like My Pet Hooligan or Collider Craftworks. I hold those. I'm a loser maxi, so I hold a lot of losers. I'm really bullish on Javon and the losers. I can relate for some reason. But there's a lot of really good projects that I think long term have some value, even that came out recently. And there's a lot of money to be made in this space, even right now, like even today when it's like I wouldn't touch anything personally with the merge going on and everything. But I'm just saying there's money to be made if you know where to look every day, and if you're in the right groups or have the right kind of circle of people to bounce things off.
And there's different ways and avenues you can do that. Like for me, my big money maker is going to be in 5 to 10 years. Okay, I hope it's not 5 to 10 years, but I think in the next 5 years it'll happen. But it's going to require me probably 2 to 3 years of laying out the foundations, which is a fucking long time. But I know those big opportunities come if you put in the work. And so in my head, like I know the money's there. There's small amounts of money. Like there's fun things to do here and there. The reviews are fine. Like they pay the bills and whatnot. But I know the real money comes from like when your brand is established and people care about your opinion, and you can put out any video and people will watch it because they like you. And that's when the brand equity is there, but you have to put in that work to make it happen. But what are your thoughts on it, Tom?
Yeah, it's
for that stuff.
Well, I think so. Like what was your first question again? Because I was going to answer that.
So we're talking about like, so for people who put all their money into like a Luna, versus like where would you put your money? Like as someone who has had money.
I've never had enough money to invest. I'm of the mindset that you are way better off learning how to make $10,000 than saving $10,000 and investing it. Because
Alex Ramosi style.
Yeah, so that's always makes sense to me. I'm like, I could just learn how. I'm seeing all these people who are fucking wealthy, and I'm like, well, they don't seem like unbelievably intelligent or any too much different from me, or they're maybe my parents of some friends who have owned their own businesses, and I'm like, they seem like normal people. They've just taken a risk. That's really what it's always about. It's about taking a risk and then learning skills. But to me, it always was like, well, okay, well, I could try really hard for 10, 20 years to try and learn all the skills needed to make 20 million. Or I could just, maybe, try and earn 100, 200 grand a year. But then I'm only ever maybe get to 5 million if just invest that. It just if I'm looking at it really cynically, I'm looking at it through an Andrew Tate top G lens of the Matrix and what the Matrix is designed to do, which is to instill this feeling that you need to invest. And of course, if you invest, you're basically propping up financial institutions and financial instruments who they're the ones that are making really big fucking money and they have the biggest houses. Like, I would rather own my own business or try and fail, and I can still get a job. But yeah, you take the big swings is what seemingly to me made the most sense. But you have to back yourself. Like, I'm ready to like die on my sword if all fails. And I just feel like you have to have faith. But for example, using Luna as an example, 20% 20% yield, which we know is like basically twice as big as the market average. You've got to be a lunatic to like put more than 5-10% of your net worth if you have that much money. But yeah, it's just, if it's too good to be true, it is. Like, there's all of the best people who are the wealthiest people and investors, they're looking at 8% yields max.
Yeah. Well, when I see the liquidity pool NFTs, dude, and I see people like lock it up for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, in my head, I'm like, bro, I would never, ever lock anything up more than a month. Not in NFT crypto land, dude. The entire world can change in 30 days. Like, there's no chance I'm holding an NFT in your staked fucking website for more than 30 days to earn 7 million % API. It's just ridiculous, dude. Like, so I'm the same with you. I'm 24. For people who don't know, I'm 24. So I was talking, I forget who I was talking this about, but I'm like super high leverage right now. Like, I just have adopted Gary Vee. I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'll try Gary Vee for a decade. I'll just see what happens. If it doesn't work, fine. Like, I know a lot of people who are in their 30s and they're starting right now, and I'm like, sick. All right, well, I mean, I'm 20s and I'm starting right now, so it's totally fine. Even if I fail and land on my ass, so I'm fully leveraged. Like, every cent I make goes into something else to potentially grow and build, and whatever that means.
It goes into you. It's your investment in yourself. And it's like, and I actually try and remind myself that, but yeah, like, it's going to be the case for a long time. I'm still going to invest in myself until you kind of just have to have faith that it's going to happen. And but like you said, you've got a 10-year head start on me. I'm starting in the same position as you. You've got 10 years on me.
Yeah.
And 10 years of skills, networking, fucking like, yeah, it's just like, it's a no-brainer for you.
The networking is it, I think. Like, the people I've met in this space, and like, there's nothing, I don't want anything from them. And I love the people that I meet that don't want anything from me, because I don't want anything from them. So if they want something from me, it's not going to work. So like, I'm going to get there without them. So as long as like we're cool and they don't want anything from me, then like, I'd love that, because we can just be friends in the space. We can, like, we're all going to be there at the top. So like, if that's the thing and everyone's going to win and we're all friends with everyone, like, that's a fun time. Like, that sounds like a fun future. So that's where my head's at for that.
What I do think about that, though, sorry, like, just to chip on that, is that the network thing, I think you will find that as you kind of like grow and age, you'll realize that there will be times where you will be asking people for things, but it will be the same. It'll be the other way around. People will be asking you for things, but it'll make sense. And you'll be like, yeah, of course. And it'll be a phone call or a text message for you or them, but it could be a $1 million deal for them.
True.
And that's the networking thing that in 5-10 years time you'll realize. It's the Gary Vee calling up Logan Paul being buy a CryptoPunk. It's 20 grand now, but it'll fucking be, it's that's the real network effect that you kind of have to nurture over the next 10 years, keep in contact with people. That's one thing I'm really bad at, and I'm gonna have to really learn to get better at, but that's at least how I see it.
I just wanted to put in, I started off by mentioning like what I like to bring to the space and everything, and how I'm not necessarily a skilled trader that I want people to follow my moves, because that could be a bad move. But what I do think is I'm a good example of what you guys are talking about. And I have such a solid network that I've built with some really great people, some really great friends, with the Zerks. Shout out to the Zerks. With you guys, with just my fam that I've been building here over the last year, which is, it's already opened a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities. And what I've learned is, yes, there's a lot of opportunity with the trading and everything. But beyond that, the opportunity that really is here in this space is the networking that you guys are talking about, the friendships that you're gonna acquire over the years and everything. And I just wanted to say that you guys are laying the foundation for a really solid castle, a really solid home.
Kingdom?
You know, kingdom. That's what I'm saying. You really are, though. You're laying the foundation for a super solid kingdom, and you're doing it right now when everyone's throwing down their tools and sitting back and going.
Yeah, we've said this all along, right?
Mm-hmm.
We said this all along.
You guys are there
we're
in
still
the
here.
rain, pounding it out, laying the bricks. So salute to you guys. I appreciate you guys. I respect you so much. I can't even tell you. And, you know, people like Tom in this space are so necessary. The message that you bring for folks is a really important one, because especially in this space, it's so easy to get down this rabbit hole and get mental, and the personal development and the message that you push is something that everyone needs, not just in this space, but especially in this space. So I applaud you guys, and I thank you again for
push that up too.
Yeah, I mean that's I've made the decision that that's going to be my focus now. From now on, I was kind of delaying it, but like this has always been what the intention of my content for the future is always going to be, and I'm excited to like actually do that now and kind of scratch the itch that I have. But at the same time, I'm not dropping Web3. So Web3 is going to be my foundation, and the content is going to be like my kind of just my hobby. And yeah, learning about pushing yourself to the absolute limit, because I feel like I have not tested myself, and I fucking want to test myself. And I feel like everyone needs to know what their limit is, and I feel like I've not pushed myself. And it's amazing to do it with you guys. I think it's really important to surround yourself by other people that push themselves. And we've spoken about this over the last few months. When everyone else has fucked off after all the big gains have gone, we're still here week on week. Fucking no excuses, like talking about this stuff, because this is the future. We're here when Starbucks announces whatever, like every single fucking big business is making moves right now, and no one outside of us understands it. No one on the street understands it. So think the advantage that we have is insane, and that's the opportunity.
This is the opportune time. People are missing it. This is the time to get your head down and work and network. This is where fortunes are made, and you guys are really, you know, forging the way. And like I said, building a strong foundation. And anyone who's here building in this time, it's going to pay dividends when it comes back around, because everything comes back around.
Yeah, I agree. And it's in my head, it's still not enough. Just if you're here, I think you do need to be doing something. I don't care what it is, but you should try something. If you're just trading, that's fine, but you should be looking to scale that in some way, whatever that looks like. Even if you're starting your own something, but I think everyone should be starting some kind of brand. Like you should be wanting to do that, or at least try, because like Jack says in the comments here, networking is the greatest asset you can have on the blockchain. I agree, but I think even more powerful than network is, well, I guess it's the same, but the way I look at networking is, in the beginning, you just want to be friends with them. Like I just believe that, like in the beginning, you should be working on your own shit, doing your own thing. And then in the future, like Tom said, that's when you'll start to lean on those networking and business opportunities with them, because you will have built years of a friendship first.
Exactly.
Then when someone says, yo, hit me up, like when Tom says, yo, this or yo, that in a few years, it's like, of course, because like he's been, I've seen him put in the work. I know he's not just asking for a favor because he doesn't feel like doing something. Like it's because he just thinks this would be a good opportunity for both of us. There's some kind of something here to work. And I think that's how it'll happen. And
dude,
straight facts.
Like fucking straight facts. Straight facts.
These are straight facts. All right, we got a couple. So we also this will be fun because we have some business Q&A style of things that we're gonna be doing towards the end here. But just real quick before we jump into that, we're gonna just check out some of the comments we've been seeing for people in NFT land, or not in NFT land, sorry, and they're commenting on NFT land in Starbucks. So here are some of the replies to the Starbucks NFT announcement. You can earn and buy NFTs to unlock new coffee experiences. Someone needs to take a bat to these people at this point. It's a coffee shop. You make coffee. It's a beverage. People drink it. Preferably as little fanfare as possible. Knock it off already. So that's one from Mr. Glenn or Mrs. Glenn White. I'm not sure which one it is. That's definitely, I mean, the way he puts it, I'm sitting there going, damn. Like kind of, yeah, but you know, I don't know. We got Absino saying just cutting no corners, just no bullshit, just kill yourself.
Oh, it's brutal.
We have Matt says this tweet's a dud from start to finish. It's probably my favorite one. This is probably one of the only tweets I've seen that starts at 0 interest and ends at even less than 0 interest. Just a really dumb tweet, a bunch of dumb shit in it. Hats off to Starbucks. That one's funny to me. Oh
That's
boy.
great.
Yeah. So
you know what? I think this is incredible. I love this.
Yeah, it's just funny, dude. Like McPatch says, the game company tries to push an image of caring about the environment that openly supports something horrible for the environment. This is the thing, though. Like a lot of the hate comments are they're just fucking. They're like a lot of the hate. They're misinformed, outdated. They're outdated.
Uninformed, misinformed people that they're glass half empty rather than glass half full. They are looking. They are the people that are. There's kind of like a phrase that they use for these types of people who like try and get comment like fuck me,
IRL reply guys. What these guys are?
Right? IRL reply guys, yeah.
Web 2 reply guys.
Yeah, but there's a specific.
Wait, what's the wait? Hold on. What? Describe the word, Tom.
It's
naysayers.
No, it's like when people try and get like a rise out of people, and they try and provocateur. It's like a French word. But they provoke a response. Like they don't
gotcha.
Maybe they care about what it is, but they're just there to provoke a response, get a response, get people heated. But yeah, like it's the same. It's just the internet, the anonymity of the internet provides people with a veil of kind of like feels like a steel, like armor that can't be pierced. It makes them feel indestructible. Yeah. Whereas what we know,
and you don't know who's being a troll and who's not. Like some people are fucking around, and some people are not.
Exactly. Some people are fucking around, but what we know is that we're excited about this, not because this isn't actually Starbucks doing a marketing play here. This isn't, because they fucking don't need to, because they are fucking Starbucks. They do not need to make this a marketing thing. So they don't care if none of their user base know about this. All it is for us, this is the biggest, one of the biggest brands on earth adopting a transformative technology, and they are going to move it into their existing tech stack, which is what we have been fucking waiting for. So we're being like, hallelujah, this is amazing. And they're trying, and then you have the other people who are like, oh my god, they're fucking crypto, he's fucking shit. And it's like, yeah, you're the people that hated on the internet fucking 30 years ago.
Well, the only thing they know about crypto is you buy crypto Shiba and it goes up. Like that's what their thought process ends. Yeah. So like, that's what crypto is. I'm like, no, that's not the whole thing. That's just like one thing that's happening within the entire sphere of this. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm like, bro, do you hear yourself?
They just
like,
see the news articles.
Literally your grandma.
They do.
And what was that news article that was about Starbucks? It was like Starbucks unveils its terrible plan for NFTs or something. And it was like, that was the headline. And
they hate it until they don't, bro. They literally will hate it until they're like, it's like TikTok. Fuck TikTok. It's for a bunch of kids dancing. And then eventually they're like, all right, well, like I post like 3 TikToks a day now. Like it's actually not that bad. It's really not what I thought it was. Like, oh, so you spent 3 minutes trying to give it a chance. You realized it wasn't as bad as you thought. And that's coming from me too, saying like in the very, very beginning, like 2019 or 2018, when TikTok was the very, very beginning stages, I was like, that's stupid. But that's when it was stupid. It literally was just kids dancing. And then in like early 2019, 2020, when I started posting in there, I was like, oh, it's actually what you make of it. It's not actually just kids dancing. It can be. It was for my For You page. It was not kids dancing, but women dancing that were attractive. But anyways, that's what it was in the beginning. And then when I started to do business stuff, it started to change a little bit. Now I love TikTok. TikTok's lit, dude. TikTok's got a lot of super helpful information now because I kind of set up my algorithm that way because I wanted to see good stuff. I didn't want to see stupid shit. And I'll go through phases. Like sometimes you go through a phase of wanting silly comedy videos, and sometimes you want super business videos. Sometimes you want super woke, deep videos about life. And it just kind of depends on where you're at in life.
Yeah, people just need to open their minds and open like something that they can open their mind to some knowledge or educate themselves a little bit, because a lot of people, like I said, are like, these are just Web 2 reply guys, in my opinion, that they're just looking for something to comment on. This is like their sounding board, and they're news hacking. So they're like, oh, look at what happened today. This is my opinion on it. And as if anyone cares. And, most of these people, that's not the case. So I think that, there's just so much going on, and you can't please everyone no matter what all the time. There's no way to please everyone.
Can we just say, can we all agree, us guys here, how much better is it going through life, looking at life with a glass half full.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. It is much
because
better. It's way more fun too.
It's way more fun. You're generally way happier because you're excited about shit. And you're not just waking up being like, oh, I hate things. Like,
yeah,
it's fucking fun.
I'm reading a book called The Happiness Advantage right now. Not to be all nerdy with it, but I'm reading a book called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Archer, I think, and it's awesome. It's all about positivity and what you're talking about, how it actually gives you an edge, a competitive edge in life, in everything. It's a really great book.
Yeah.
And it, of course, goes into like the science behind it.
Fuck yeah. All right, guys, this is gonna be the last segment for NFT stuff. We're gonna jump into some business Q&A things. So people who like business stuff, you're gonna want to stick around because it's gonna be cool. So anyways, just because there are some people wondering about this, since it's the trending topic in NFTs, we're gonna just talk about it super quick for the use mint. So their reveal is coming up, as is EZU. EZU is also coming up. EZU has quite significantly less attention and hype around it, which is very interesting to me because there was so much hype beforehand. But ETH will be revealing, EZU will be revealing. Price action, price predictions. You guys got any or no?
Oh, I don't think that ETH is going to dump as hard as EZU is necessarily, but I do think
ETH has barely. They've been holding a steady 135 to 150 Solana floor. That's a $5,000-$6,000 floor right there. That's solid. That's heavy, bro. That's a 4 or 5 ETH secondary collection right there. That's rivaling the Board of Yacht Club system right here. It's like as far as the amount of hype around it.
I feel like Sol projects have shown to be more robust, at least the top ones. And that's maybe a massive kind of a big statement. But I feel like if I think about it, all of the blue chips, Solana blue chips, tend to have held a pretty robust floor price that hasn't fucking dumped.
Someone told me in a tweet when I talked about doing other blockchains, they say Solana is about community, Elrond is about building and people trying to do something practical, which was interesting to me because I never gave Elrond a chance because it's just such a small chain comparatively. But I know a few people on the Elrond chain. I'm actually going to be bringing on some people onto the podcast to talk about that because I want to get into Elrond. If it's truly about building stuff, it sounds like it's right up our alley. Elrond sounds like it might be a good play to jump into early. Especially the other thing is when you're in a Solana or you're in Cardano or you're in Elrond, the communities are very tight because everyone hates them. So so you can get one of those things like Cody has where 200 people tune into a trading stream for 4 hours straight because it's like a thing. It's like a big communal thing. And so it's interesting that Solana is known for their communities. And something that Frank said, Frank DeGods, the founder, when he went onto the NGMI podcast, he's really, really big on that. And I really didn't think about it like that until he said it. But it's really interesting, dude. It's really interesting.
At this moment, I probably wouldn't put a project out on ETH, on Ethereum. I'd probably put a project out on Sol if I was putting a project out personally.
Oh, wow.
At this moment in time. But I wanted to get your opinion on, because we've just seen all these projects struggle, even really, really big ones with a lot of hype. You see that hype just be kind of not fully there, realized, or you see some projects that have really great teams or reputable people behind them, and they fall on their face like even more than you would expect in this market. But there is kind of a lot of action going on right now in Sol, and that's why I say that. But I wanted to see what you guys think, because this is a big historic day. What do you guys think about the merge and what's going to happen going forward? Are we going to see some big changes to the Ethereum chain and what's going on with price action for NFTs here or the long term?
Yeah, anything, Tom?
I suppose there's a couple of questions. There's a couple of ways to answer this. So short term, what's going to happen in the short term? Is there going to be price volatility? I don't see why not. I feel like that makes sense. I still think in the macroeconomic kind of sphere that we're in, where we're at the moment, I still see us having max pain early next year. So what that means when it comes to crypto and the top coins, who knows? But could we see a sub 1K ETH again? Yeah. Could we see a sub 15 BTC? Yeah. But that's not until I would say February time. I think Feb time is looking like that could be when max pain is. And this is for, people planning their lives for the next 6 months. Fucking be aware of this. Yeah. It's going to get fucking painful out there. And it's going to get tough. This is not to spread fear or anything, but just make sure you're covered. Just make sure you're covered. and yeah, you'll be good.
It's
and
real
then,
talk. That's what people need to hear.
Yeah, just this, like this. We're talking about short-term stuff here, but like you know, genuinely, the world is about to go through something that we haven't had to go through for 12 years, and it's we're overdue it, and we've had a huge amount of like economic volatility over the past 2 years. A lot of the money doesn't make sense right now. A lot of things don't make sense. We've got Russia with the fucking oil stuff. There's a lot of shit going on. So totally. Just make sure you're covering yourself. Don't go buying PlayStation 5s for your fucking kids' birth or Christmas this year if you can't afford it. That kind of shit. But outside of that, real talk, I think that I don't know what price action long term is going to look like on BTC and ETH. They are so fundamentally different. I don't know how this plays out. Could I see a place where ETH flips BTC? Yes, I can. Because just if we are continuing on this route of functionality, yeah. But at the same time, I feel like there's a few other there's a few other chains that are quite interesting. Like there are some interesting chains out there that could be battling up against ETH, and that might mean that ETH maybe doesn't go to the moon, but who knows? That's my. Do you
think Ethereum is going to remain king for NFTs though? Like that's what I was kind of getting at too. Is we've seen a lot of attention go to Sol recently, or some of these other chains that Cade's talking about. So do you think that Ethereum is going to remain the king, especially after the merge?
Yeah, I would say so. Probably for a while. We're just so far ahead.
Yeah, it depends when you talk about NFTs, like keeping in mind, obviously NFTs are available on any chain. It's like if we're talking about JPEGs, yes, like absolutely, like ETH is, to be honest, there's nothing is going to go past ETH. Like because this is like imagine going back and the first ever like oil paintings were made during the whenever it was, like a first batch of oil paintings were made. Nothing's ever going to come and fucking be better than those oil paintings, right? And they're going to store value because they have historic value. But at the same time, I'm like, how long are JPEGs going to be like? How long is this whole game going to be playing? To me, it doesn't make sense. To be completely honest, I've said this before. So who knows? But yeah, ETH for me stays ahead. I still see it as just being this kind of like microcosm for a while. Yeah.
Well, this addresses like the main problem that people have with it. Like this merge addresses kind of the main issues that people take.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And it's great that we have this, and that's actually what I've said to people when people have been talking about the merge. I'm like, look, this is saving the big question that we get. I've had this a lot with like, especially slightly older, in the kind of like 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, who they really don't understand cryptocurrency, but what they do understand is that they hear the narrative painted in the media, and the narrative is it's an unsustainable environmental money fucking scam shit. So it's like there's so many layers for them to hate it. But they will. I've been asked a lot about the environmental stuff to the point where actually they won't even allow me to defend it. They will just be like, "But it's environmentally bad, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Well, but this hopefully can diffuse any of those questions."
It's supposed to cut off the climate damage and environmental damage by 99.9%. So it's like that is the number one ETH killer right now. The number one ETH killer. That is the number one argument against ETH for Solana, for Cardano, for Elrond, for all the other blockchains. The number one thing is the climate and the environmental impact. And now Ethereum has effectively cut that out. And at some point, when Ethereum it's going to get like 1 second faster, so the speed isn't really going to be there, and the price is still going to be kind of the same for gas fees. But there will be a future where gas fees are a bit lower, I think, and there will definitely be a future where it's faster. But it's also like when people say it's faster, I'm like, bro, I'm talking like, I mean, for the most part, like, I mean, sometimes Ethereum transactions will take a long time, but 99% of my transactions on ETH take less than a minute, and I'm not really concerned if it takes 1 minute or 25 seconds, which is what the other blockchains are kind of doing. And in my head, that's not a huge argument. The big one is the climate change or the climate and environmental damage, though, which they've effectively cut out. And so it's a huge step. It's a huge punch in the face for all the people with that argument, because now they really don't have too much of a narrative against ETH, and that's why I'm more of an ETH bull than I've ever been. I thought it was silly to be an ETH bull. Like, I remember Elio would always call himself an ETH bull in the last bull run. And I was just like, why is he so big on ETH? Like, I just didn't really do any of the research. But after you do some of the research, you realize why all the big dogs are on ETH. Like, it's just a monster compared to everything else. Just Solana is like a fucking child. It's like, it'd be like you signing up for a business class and your opponent, your biggest rival, is like 12. You're like, bro, I'm going to dust you. It's not even close yet. You might be older, and you're going to get older, and you're going to get smarter. But for now, I'm going to be the king.
Exactly,
so,
man. It's like the infrastructure is there. It's had so much of a head start, and I think it's funny when people when they ask you, they're like, oh, but what about the climate stuff? And it's like to try and boil it down and to explain to them, like, you have to then strip it back and be like, well, this is why this is a transformative technology, because you have to kind of repaint it. Now
they're working on it too. I'm like, they're working on it, bro. Like,
but this is the thing. This is the thing, and this is what people are like. They're like, oh, where's it going to go? And I'm like, look at the fucking shit that we have done as humans. Just fucking think about this. Like, I'm speaking
last decade of social media.
I'm speaking to you guys right now. I'm speaking to you fuckers right now in real time with no lag.
It's amazing.
And I can see you, I can hear you on the other side of the world. How fucking mad is that? You think
That's
can't figure out this shit? You think we can't figure out this fucking climate shit? Are you kidding me? You dick. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Like, well, the internet, when I open a page, it like scrolls like this to download the JPEG.
Yeah,
that's your argument back in the early days of the internet. But it's look at where we are now. You don't know.
So you're arguing innovation. Like, this is why I get so heated on this. Like, I made a bunch of TikToks that are still in my drafts right now, but I'm like, you're literally trying to fight innovation. Innovation comes whether or not you like it or not. Innovation will come. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like TikTok. You don't have to like Andrew Tate. He will innovate because he's a winner. Andrew Tate has somehow remained as evident as fucking ever on social, regardless of the fact that he's banned on every single platform ever. He's still all over the place. I still see him on YouTube, still see him on TikTok, still see him on Instagram. I see him everywhere. So I'm like, okay, the guy, like, when you are an innovator, you keep innovating, and people are either going to get on board with you and they'll likely be happy, or they're going to keep fighting you and they'll never stop fighting you, and you will still be winning regardless of their hate, and they're probably going to be helping you with all the attention they're bringing, trying to bring you down and tear you down. But winners win, dude. Alex Ramosi is right. Winners will win. They will always win.
Innovation is not going anywhere, and it's going to dust your ass like that 12-year-old if you don't think so.
Exactly. Someone said ENS is for Ethereum ENSs. Sorry. I'm a fan of them. I think they're, of all the ENSs, I'd be picking up ETH ones. Unfortunately, all the best ones are probably taken, so you have a better chance of getting a cool one on a smart blockchain. Whether or not it'll matter, that's another question. I think the ENS one, Ethereum, will matter. And then also for the UTS and the EZU, for my price predictions, just super quick. For UTS, I think it'll probably hold a steady floor around like 75 or 80 ETH floor, 80 Solana floor. I don't know. I just don't see it dropping much lower than that, and I don't see it like doing anything crazy. I think it's just like a small little drop off. That is like a negative 50%. That's like a 2x drop from where it's at, but I think that's still pretty good. 2.5 ETH for a secondary, and then for EZU, bro, EZU's going to like 0.04, 0.03,
0.04, 0.03, exactly.
Yeah,
I hold a couple of EZU.
I'm gonna pick one up. I want to support it. It's just I don't. If it's gonna moon, it's gonna be in a long time when they've figured it out, and if the market accepts it, if the market wants it and there's demand for it, then that price will moon. But for now, it's gonna be a long road for them. I just think their art's dope, and I like Voltura, and so that's why I'm gonna get it. But also, what do you guys think about the ENSs? That was the question that I veered off of. What do you guys think about ENS?
They have staying power, and they definitely show their, like, every time we're in bearish regions, that's where the ENS, you see them always coming through and riding hard. People are always buying up ENSs. And I think it's interesting that when we're in those bear times, that you see a lot of that action. So I don't know if that's like what that is, or really a bearish.
Yeah, we'll see. Brett's in the house. Utility FTs struggle to increase in price. Yeah, it's tough, dude. I mean, you're trying to build something cool in a world that doesn't care. They just don't care right now. They just want to trade it. So whatever you can spin the narrative, that's what's having success right now, which is unfortunate. But that's the main reason I haven't dropped any kind of project. I'm like, it's just too early for me. Like, I need to have more of a foundation laid out. I need to have more money at my disposal. Like, I want to be able to provide the stuff up front and be in a world where the environment wants the thing that I'm trying to build. Right now, it doesn't care. They just want to trade on whatever project and whatever brain you're trying to make, however hyped up you can make it so that people are excited for a few weeks. And then inevitably they all just cool down. They all come back down. Then you got to play the floor price game. And I'm like, I'm not interested in playing that game yet. So it's a tough world if you're trying to make utility NFTs right now.
Tough world. Well, actually, I was just thinking about the ENS stuff. So I'm not sure where this is going to go when it comes to like, so people are obviously referring to ENS as in they are synonymous with domains from the 90s, right? I'm kind of like, because ENSs theoretically are going to be the way that we transfer value between each other, they're going to be a lot more prevalent than domains like websites. Like, how many of your friends have their own domains? Like,
yeah,
name.com. They don't. So I actually think that there is going to be a layered technology that will supersede and will completely nullify ENS. I think we're going to come up with something that is a layer on top where you'll just be able to go put your name and it'll just be your name.eth, but there'll be some sort of like kind of bridging layer, which means whoever owns that domain, fuck it, it doesn't matter. It's going to get ported straight. So I feel like we're going to have something that comes through. And so did you guys know ENS is interoperable?
How so? Brett, tell us more. We should get Brett onto the OT time at some point and have him drop some alpha. He said you learned that too. He says I learned that 2 weeks ago. I did not. I just didn't really think about it. I haven't really given ENS that big of my mental energy. Like, I haven't really thought about it too much. For me, ENS, like, for example, if I had Walmart.eth or something and someone offered me $2 million right now, I'd probably take that. Even though that there's a chance it could go to $50 million, whatever, in the future.
Yeah, but that's my point.
I'd take it.
But that's my point. Like, is it the reason domains like would end up getting sold for so much is because there was a much smaller use case for them. So there was only one Walmart, but there was only however many supermarkets that needed their domain. Like, when it's everyone who fucking needs their name, what is that going to look like? Who's
if they need it? That's the thing. How you said, if they need it, then it will sell for a lot. But if they don't, then you're sitting on a bag that you should have sold 2 years ago. And that's where in anything in NFTs and crypto, I don't believe in holding that stuff, dude. It's too risky. You don't know who's going to win in the end, and to hold it for it's like when Elliot trades in the beginning, like 6 months ago. He's like, I'm not selling any of my Bored Apes. That boy hurting, bro. That boy's hurting right now because he could have sold all of them at the top. Same with Journey Crypto. You had like over 100. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing not selling at least 30. Some of your Bored Apes? Like, he's like the narrative in the metaverse. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not a long, long time. You don't know if Bored Apes will still be the Bored Apes. Like, a ton of websites that were successful in the first 5 years aren't around now. So it's just super high risk. Oh boy. NFT Llama registered as a crypto exchange ENS and they offered him 10 ETH. Wait, he registered a crypto exchange ENS. They offered him I see. Dude, NFT Llama is the GOAT. I'm sorry. I need to know more about him. I don't talk to him as much as I wish I could. He does seem like a super smart guy. I mean, his brand is really, really strong. I don't really have too much to say on.
I really like that take, Tom, about. I haven't really thought about it that way about like the more demand or everyone's going to be using it, where not everyone has a domain, but everyone's probably, or at least, probably everyone, is going to have some sort of. ENS.
We're saying that, like, what is the value add that an ENS domain has? It means that you don't have to write 50 fucking digits or whatever every time you send money. If that's it, is there, if someone has johnsmith.eth, but let's say a much more complex name, it's Cade. What have you got a middle name? Cade Bergman?
Journey.
What? Sorry,
it's Journey.
Your middle name is Journey.
Wait, it's not a joke. That's my actual middle name. Yeah, spelled like Journey.
Fuck off. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because I hated that shit. It was so. I I can't even tell you. Like, I wish you guys could see how much bullying I went through in like.
Are we
lower
finally
middle
learning
school.
this is the reason you got bullied was just purely because of your middle name?
Everything I got bullied for in middle school and lower school is my top traits now.
It's like the
I got
most
bullied for
badass
detention.
name. It's like
I know.
I hate it.
you know what I mean?
Now it fits in with your fucking brand. I mean, how
I know,
incredible
like-
is that?
No, it's funny, dude. I always
That's
wanted it to be
alpha.
like fucking James or like Tom or like Rick or something. I wanted to be like some normal name because I got made fun of for it. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, thank God they didn't name me like Rick or something random. You know, just like that'd be so boring.
It fits. It fucking fits with your entire brand. That's absolutely incredible. What's
Yeah, and I see. This is a good question here.
do you own Cade JourneyBergman.eth is the question.
Nah, I own Cade. I own Cade Bergman. I own Cade Bergman with 2 N's. I own Joy Age and I own Joy's Kingdom. I own all those ENSs, I think.
Do you own Cade.eth?
I don't remember. Either I looked it up and it was taken, or I own it. One of the two.
That would be a sick one to have,
So,
man.
It would be sick. I would love to. It'd be so sick. Imagine having your Twitter handle just be Tom. Like, how legendary would that be? Like, just Tom. 3 letters, Tom. That'd be so lit, dude. I'm surprised someone's taking. Well, actually, now has someone taken Cade on Twitter?
Dude,
So
that's
don't you think if everyone needs it, it's gonna be
taken now. That's what the entire market of ENS trading has been dependent on. Is that everything is
there someone out there with just Cade?
Yeah,
dude. What if there isn't? I'm literally about to take this.
Wait, it's gonna be like emails though, because you know, like
get it first.
Like, all right, so with what you're saying, Tom, like in the future, you know, if someone had Summit Club, you know, would you just change it up, like the Summit Club, or like an email? Like, it's not going to be.
Well, so I think, this is what I'm trying to forecast is like, where is the demand going to be? So, and what people are kind of hedging at the moment is that there's going to be a demand that every single person will want their personalized name .eth. That's the hedge, or at least the kind of long-term hedge. What I'm saying is
taken.
I'm not sure. What about Journey? What about Journey Bergman?
Fucking watch Journey Bergman, bro. My name's already Cade is already its own thing. I don't need to use Journey. What would I have? Journey.joyage? Like
oh fuck, dude, this is incredible.
It actually is kind of crazy.
I gotta bring that in.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it when you said that because I thought you were just talking. I thought I misheard you. I was like, did you say Journey? Like,
you know, I haven't actually like this. Is probably the first time I've ever said it on camera. Like, I'd never said it before because it's kind of embarrassing. But now it's like kind of funny. So it's like, oh, I guess fuck it.
Well, it's not funny. It fits. Yeah, it's like it makes sense. It makes sense with your brand.
Yeah.
Like, also, guys, if you like that,
I thought you were.
If you like that middle name, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom, follow them down below. I have all the links down in the description. Also, this is a great question. Are NFT wearables a thing? NFT, like a digital wearable, like you can buy. I mean, Joyous Kingdom clothes, like you can buy like NFTs that are attached to a brand. If that's what you mean, there are some projects that have done that. I would say most have not high quality stuff unless you're rolling with a team that's competent and they've got like a good manufacturer and all that stuff. That's a lot of work, honestly, and I doubt most projects have gone through that. I've done it myself. It's fucking a lot of work. It took like 6 months and it costed thousands of dollars. But as far as digital wearables, a couple projects have done it successfully. Clone X is doing it right now. I don't know if it's that good, but they're trying. So if I was going to put anyone at the top, it probably would be Nike. But what do you guys think about it?
Yeah, Nike are going to be the first ones. Yeah, Nike are going to do it first.
You guys know what Philip would say. Philip would be like, Nike. It's Nike.
Nike. It's Nike.
What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely the wearables to be looking at or keep an eye on, tracking Nike or Adidas. But I mean, yeah, like the shoes, you've seen some of those shoes come out. I mean, those are fire. It would be super awesome. That's where I can see some of this going for sure, is they put out a limited edition, a set of 100 gold with the flames, you know, and the swoops. And, you know, you have to get the right NFT, certain NFT to be able to mint that one or something like that.
Yeah,
you know, there's definitely going to be more of that, where there's limited editions from these companies and maybe collabs with brands, kind of like Murakami that you see with Murakami and
think about this. Think about the next level for me is you get a limited edition like Nike hoodie, and it has like a certain print on it, but it's like kind of like simple print, but it's limited edition. There's only 200 items. You buy it for $1,000. You take it home, you scan the tag on the back of the back of your neck in their app. You stand in the mirror, you get their app open, and you look at it through your phone, and it comes up with an AR like augmented reality new print that only you can see on your phone.
That could be cool. Yeah,
it is from a different
Mm.
artist. So it's a different way to collab, like bring things like, I don't know, just another layer of the metaverse, whatever. But I think that's quite cool.
Yeah,
True.
100%. Yeah, I feel absolutely being seen the technology used in crazy different ways in the future, where maybe you have an app and you can see someone's NFTs like sported, like maybe they have some kind of, you know, like box that displays, and maybe you can see, you pull up your OpenSea app with the AR, and you can see, oh, that's a Bored Ape right there. Better show that man some respect.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's move into business stuff. So me and I talked about this with Tom last week, I think it was. We're going to add this segment into the very end just for a few minutes here. We're going to ask a couple of questions about business that you should be asking yourself as you're moving, just to keep yourself honest. So one of the ones that we're going to do today is, who are my competitors? I feel like these kind of questions are good to ask, because otherwise you just won't think to ask it. And I feel like there are holes you can plug that could become bigger holes if you don't think about it early enough. So who wants to start?
I'll start. For me, my biggest competitor is myself. I got to show up every day, show up to the mat, or show up mentally. And I don't like to look at it like what this man's doing, what this person's doing, what this woman's doing, and why I'm lacking or what I'm missing that they have. For me, it's I always have to do better than I did yesterday. Just incremental improvements.
I get that, but like, who is your competitor?
Okay. Was that
Like,
like,
who's
all
your
right? I got
competition?
Tom's over here like F off with that answer. I gotta.
No, I was like, I can't beat this answer. This is like ultimately.
Well, that's the answer. We know that's the answer. That is the answer.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's the answer. But who's your real competition? Who are the people you're actually competing against? You know.
In what arena?
I don't know.
Exactly.
One you want to pick?
Business, just business.
Just pick one. Real estate, NFTs. Like, pick one of your businesses and say who's your main competition. What do you need to be doing every quarter to make sure you're beating them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with real estate, that's easy. There's, you know, in my state, in my city, there's like 5,500 realtors, and I think 80% of them, well, actually, like, I think 1 or 10% of them do 80% of the business, or something like that. So there's a lot of competition in that world. And it depends on what you're trying to do in like the Web3 space, if it's trading or if you're trying to build, you know, and get into different communities, or get jobs, employment in Web3, like mod positions or community managers or those sorts of things. There's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of people out there. So you have to show up and just work a little harder than everyone else. And really, most people aren't even actually taking swings at the bat. So all it takes is show up. Most people will be their worst enemy and talk themselves out of opportunities or chances. And for me, that's my biggest downfall, is doing that for myself. So going back to myself being a competitor, but there's a lot of competition. You know, with trading, there's undercutters. You know, if you're trying to trade, you gotta be quicker than the next person, and watch volume, watch all that kind of stuff. So you got to be on your toes, especially in this world, more than like a regular space, or because, like I said, how fast it moves. People expect news. Doodles hasn't spoke for 2 weeks, and it's like everyone panicked.
True.
So
what do you got, Tom?
I just think.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I guess, should we use Unorthodox? Should we use Summit Club? What should YouTube? Like, what do you think?
It's fucking everything. So, like, competition is one of the most beautiful aspects of life. Like, it is the cheat to where you want to get to, because it's you the fucking, like, where the line is. So, like, the ultimate thing with competition is that if you really want to be the best, and you want to like grow to the best of your capabilities, you want to have the biggest company in your sector and your vertical, you need to know exactly who your competition are, so you can be 10 times better than the person who's second. Because if you're not, you're always going to be fighting. You're going to be fighting against undercutting, because it's just going to become a service thing where it's like, shit, well, okay, well, this person does this service. We do that service, but a little bit cheaper. Mm-hmm. And so what you need to do is you need to focus on who your top competition is, and you need to be 10 times fucking better than them. And that way you can also charge 10 times more.
And then I'm
looking at competition as it's an amazing way to understand where you sit within the market. Like you said, it's like if I look at the different businesses that I'm in, I'm currently not looking at competition because I don't see there as being. I see there as being other things that we need to figure out first, which is just the fundamentals of what business is. Then once you've got this, it's like it is. You know exactly where you are. But there's kind of like you need to do the groundwork first. But yeah, when you're fighting to get to the top, like competition is amazing. I fucking love competition.
That's such good advice, like really, and a good take on it. And if you really study your competition, it'll really help you to see where you're like missing or lacking or where you can improve on. And so I just think that that's a really good insight for sure on competition.
Competition is innovation. Like that's ultimately what it is. You got Samsung versus Apple. You've got, I mean, you look at most of the people out there, most of the businesses out there don't have competition. Who are Amazon at competition with? Fucking no one. Who are eBay at competition with? Like no way. No one. They're not a competition. They're a complete different service, complete different business. That's the goal. The goal is to get yourself to the point where you don't have competition. So you're doing something unique that you're out there.
One thing I wanted to say and mention off of that is like we were talking about the undercutting, and with competition, it's not figuring out, okay, how can I undercut my competition or get the business by going lower? It's how can I provide the most value for my viewers, my followers, my clients, whatever your business is or your the people that are showing up. So it's all about providing value, and then people will pay what you ask or what it's worth, but it's going to be worth exponentially more when you have that value, and people will be willing to. I mean, we see it with Proof or some of these kinds of entities because they provide such value and to their followers, and they know that there's some quality there that they're willing to pay a premium.
Yeah. The secret always comes down to providing so much value that you have people remark about you when they haven't been asked to. So it's like whatever it is at the basic level, like is it if you go to a shop and you have a good experience, it's like, oh, I had an amazing experience when I went into, like, they asked me exactly what I wanted. They asked me what my budget was, what I was looking for, what colors I'm into. Like, it's compared to going into a store and literally no one like asking anything. It's like, well, you have a memorable experience that you then go and you tell your friend about. And in business, it's the same thing. It's like people will businesses are always looking for the same B2B services, right? They need marketing services. They maybe need sales services, design services. If we own a business and we all need, like, every business will need marketing services, we will recommend an agency that's fucking good, like exceptional. But we will also tell people when things are not good. That's the biggest thing that you want to avoid, because the undercutting thing gets you into that kind of slippery slide of like people will be calling you out behind your back.
Yeah. I think about this a little bit differently with the competition. So when I had originally asked, the way I was thinking about, we went in a different direction, which is also a good direction because we talked about a lot about the idea behind competition. And so my actual competitors, my physical actual competitors are the other YouTubers and the other TikTokers. That's who they are. And because of that, I said, okay, what are they making? What's the content they're making? A lot of them were covered in the news. A lot of them fell off because they just got tired of it. So I know I already cut out 3/4 of my competition because they got tired and they got bored. And so that was my competition. But then I thought about it in the segment or in the idea of like, how did I win last time? Like, how did I insert myself from nowhere to become something last time? I jumped into a niche that wasn't quite developed yet. No one had started the reviews yet. No one had done the market updates yet. So I just jumped in and filled that. I created the competition there because now everyone was doing that stuff. So I asked myself the same question a few weeks ago when we were doing tea time, and I talked about my little mushroom trip, and I was kind of manifesting on that for the last few weeks. Was like it's not even that my competition is there. There's a lot of people competing for the same kind of content I'm making, and there's not a lot of attention on the space of the content I'm making. So I have two double whammies that are fucking me. So it's okay, like, how do I solve this problem? I have to make either content that's not being made yet, which means I have to create a new niche, which is going to create another competition and market. So I went that way because I'm confident in my ability as a content creator. So my competition is still the other content creators. But the difference with my content right now is my content creator competition is on TikTok. But I'm posting on YouTube. So right now I don't have competition yet. There's no one making the Starbucks video that I made and covering it the way I'm covering it, because that form of content is brand new. That just started from Brett Cooper. I watched Brett Cooper and I said, I like that structure. Story, my reaction, comments, other reactions, me commenting on their reactions, more comments and reactions, new story, and then I repeat the process. And I was like, oh, that's a really good way to do it. No one's doing that yet. So right now I don't have any direct competitors on YouTube covering the same stuff I'm doing, which is why when I say I'm laying out the foundation for the next 5 years, that's what I mean. Like, I want to break and create that niche, because it'll come. It's like social media. Like, there's always, the fitness industry comes and moves and molds whatever new social media apps are at. The fitness industry comes and works their way in. But with this, we're so genuinely early in this little cycle that's kind of how I'm thinking about it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you're right. Like, well, the key is always, as like you said, content creation. If you're looking at content creators being your competition, then what you're looking for is attention. You're looking for other people's attention. And the answer to that is there's no easy answer. You have to provide content that people are interested in. You have to set it up so that it's engaging. You have to script it, or potentially script it or whatever. You have to write it and carve it out and curate it so that it is entertaining. It's grabbing, it's attention grabbing. It's a game. It's a game. It's the same. It's like business is a game, right? That's all it is. And it's just you have to know your rules, and you have to try and make sure that you're swimming in the deep end when there's no one else in there. And then when you're
there's also competition like conglomerates. Like I'm also competing with NGMI podcast, for example. Like I'm technically competing with them because they're doing NFT podcasts with people. They have a couple different things. They can do people in person, and that's where the competition becomes like, okay, like what do I offer that a conglomerate? I mean, I guess I really can't really call NGMI a conglomerate, but I guess in a sense, like my thing is all centered around my brand, and NGMI is also similar to that, but with their, how do I say this? I guess Champ and K Money haven't created their personal brand as developed as I have. So my competition is I need to lean into that more, because with their podcast, if you listen to them, it's a lot more about the guests, which is how it should be with any kind of guest podcast. So that's how it is when I do guest podcasts as well. But I also make a lot of content about me as a person, so that when someone comes to my podcast, it's so that they can be on the Joyous Kingdom stream because they want to talk to me, not just so that they can be asked questions about themselves. Like it's like Rogan. Like people want to go on Rogan so they can talk to Rogan. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Like I want people to come to the Joyous Kingdom podcast because they want to talk to me specifically. And that's the one little avenue I have being a solo creator versus like a conglomerate or a group or something like that. I think it's important to do both when you're fighting in this arena with social media and content creators. So yeah, Brett's in that little category, people that I'm competing with. Good thing is,
hang on. He's saying that you're talking about his podcast. You're literally talking about his podcast.
Whose podcast?
Shout out Salinas.
NGMI is his podcast.
NGMI is his podcast?
Yeah, it's Brett's.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, well, Brett, I mean, fuck, I guess I'm one of your competitors, bro. That's funny.
Shout out
right. True.
I want to shout out Salinas too. Andre Salinas, he does really great content with them.
Yeah,
so.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
So actually, I'd be meaning to do this, but I didn't know if I wanted to do this publicly. But I'll do this publicly on here. I'd be meaning to shout him out. Andre, so I don't know if you guys get this, but sends the fucking most ruthless DMs, like funniest fucking DMs about shit. Kill me. Yeah, they always like highlight my day. So shout out to you, Andre, because you fucking make me very happy.
Yeah, Andres, a great dude. It's a great dude. That's actually funny though. Also, this last comment that Brett said, NGMI is under, we're gonna make it. Like total opposite. That's fucking hilarious. That's a great move, actually. NGMI is under, we're gonna make it. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. It's well, I guess so.
Genius.
Yeah, it is genius, and they're doing a great job. Like I've used NGMI's podcast for my own content. That's another thing, I guess, that I guess I don't know if this is really advice to Brett. I guess it's not. It's just the way I think. When I saw another competitor enter the place, like I actually wondered when I saw it, I was like, am I gonna feel a flinch of like jealousy flare of like, fuck, I should have done this, I should have done that, they're doing this now, or am I gonna look at it and say, okay, there's an opportunity here, like a glass full type of mentality versus glass half empty? It's like me against them or me and them. Like it's better that there's more podcasts out there that are good. Like Champ and K Money are great, especially Champ. I think Champ's a beast, right? Claim me about. I think Champ is a beast. I think he's really, really good on camera. I think I think even though I feel like he maybe is properly rated, I still think he's underrated. I think he's a really, really good content creator and a personality, and I wish he would show even more. He does show some, but I think he should even show some more of like his personal brand. I think people would really want to hear about it because he's such an effective communicator. You know, I think people want to see what he's really about and like what he thinks about life stuff and those things. Same with Brett. I think people like him and they want to know what he thinks about just stuff. And so we'll see. Maybe we'll get them on the Tea Time show.
Shout out to Brett for doing a day in the life on IG the other day.
Yeah, dude, that was good. It made me do one. I did one literally the next day, Brett. I posted a bunch of things based on you and because I think you did one too, right, Tom?
I did one a few months ago, but it was like a TikTok reel, so it was a bit different. Or fucking
Brett says Champ should stick to music. That's funny. I didn't even know that honestly until recently that he did any of that stuff. I was like, what? So we'll get Brett on. We'll see.
Send him an invite now. Send him the link now. Just get him on now.
Brett, you want to come on for the last 5 minutes?
Send the link. Send in the link. Yeah.
Hold on.
Brett. Let's make this a 4-way. He's in front of his computer right now. He's always got the camera rolling.
Brett, I'm gonna send you a message on Twitter. If you want, you can. We're literally about to end, but hold on. Let's see.
We'll keep the party. We'll keep the party going.
Yeah.
We'll get him to come on just to say goodbye. The outro.
Epic.
Okay, I just said to you, Brett. I have no idea. He's probably doing something. But...
We're obviously getting Brett on his own show.
Yeah. Okay, he says I want to do my own show. He's gonna hop on. Okay, well if he hops on, we'll see him in a second. Otherwise we'll get him on for an entire episode. I think it'd be great to pick his brain about the.
Okay, what one question should we ask Brett? What one question?
When he comes on here, like right now.
Man.
Should we ask him the competition question because we've all answered it?
Yeah, I want to know because he's a brand. Here he is.
Now,
if you could ask anyone in this space,
where's he at? There it is. Let's see if it turns on.
Like to be able to talk to anyone and ask anyone a question though. Brett of all
What's up, Brett?
What's up, dude?
What's up? Whoa, did you just change sets? Metazet?
Yeah.
No, that's the zoomed out version of what he's been seeing.
Yeah, I was in a box.
Boys, I watch your show all the time.
Let's fucking go. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yo, so okay,
Cade,
do you want to answer that question too?
Cade, you run my Instagram feed. Like,
let's fucking go.
Let's go right now. I swear it's like every other one is Cade.
I do post a lot. I will admit I post a lot of things. Okay, Brett, do you want to answer the question too? Because I'm really interested because you're Brett, but you're also WGMI, you're also NFT Academy. You got like 700 different things going on. Who is your competition?
Oh shit, that's hard. So like there's like independent competition within each individual realm. So I'd say like NFT Now and maybe Rug Radio would be like WGMI's. But we
I would say Rug Radio.
We're trying to acquire DGen News right now. I probably shouldn't say that on live streams, but oof. Oops. But ultimately, so it's like my agency is like my main thing. Like everything I've done is under our agency, so that's where all the revenue gets. Like that's where all of our money goes. And so it's basically like with the Starbucks, I'm trying to onboard the biggest brands, and this is something I've talked about on my channel like before you guys even. You told me when you started following me, but like in like September, like that's when I started talking about like I want to onboard and consult for the biggest brands, and so that's like my goal and what I'm working towards. So like NFT Academy is really designed to educate their team and their staff. Like that's what we're working towards. That's our peak. And then WGMI is supposed to be like a machine that we can get awareness out within Web3 for their projects. And then I want to like architect this overall Web3 strategy for them so they don't come in and just looks like a blatant cash grab. And so simultaneously, we have like a big development team working on like a ton of little infrastructure software tools, like token gating, like plugins for like WordPress, just little shit like that to help the everyday person be able to like use NFTs. And so really our whole goal is to kind of like make, I'm telling you guys everything. Fuck yeah. Our whole goal is to make a whole like onboarding machine, whether it's Web3 or Web2 native, but in a way that they could completely like, just like Starbucks, like you buy an NFT, but you have no idea it's an NFT. So Web2 natives can just own these digital assets and credit card on the platform on their own marketplace. So I think that's how it's going to go. Everybody's going to have their own marketplace. It's going to be pay with credit card. It's just going to be these digital items on their own marketplace. It's on Polygon, ETH, Solana. It doesn't matter. You never know. But if you do value that, there's like a section on the top right corner hidden away. It's like send it off chain. And so it's like a centralized exchange like Coinbase, but with NFTs for each individual platform. So what our focus is being able to approach these big celebrities, these big brands, make them their own platform, marketplace, everything's fiat for their native Web2 audience, But if you also value the like decentralized ownership, you can send it off chain. And so you would never know Web 2 or Web 3 what's happening, but everybody benefits the same way, if that makes sense. So
it does make
I would
sense,
say Recur would probably be like a competitor. WAP in a way, WAP definitely, because we're doing all of it proprietary. I'm in talks with WAP too, but I can't talk about stuff like this. You guys can't get me on here last second.
Did you guys have any questions? I have another one, but if you guys want to ask some questions, because we only got them for a couple minutes here.
And then
Tom, you got anything?
Patreon. We're gonna take
Patreon
down.
Are you really?
That's the goal.
Very interesting. Yeah. So the Brett's looking to literally take over the world here.
You guys were talking about Champ. Like Champ was my friend. I shot his music videos, and then he was an MMC co-founder, and then he was making calls for like 6 months and had like 800 followers. So I was like, dude, let's just.
Jesus.
You just had some banger calls. I'll give you some credit. So I shouted him out, and he just like blew up. And then we did. Also, we did his alpha group.
I was going to ask for. I know. Oh, I can't remember if you said you watch Alex Hormozi. He has an interesting take on morning routines.
With him.
He just says, Well, he just says like, go and drink your fucking. He just drinks his coffee and he starts. And other people have a 2-hour morning routine. They do all these things. What's your morning routine?
Okay, so when I was not where I am now, it was just do, because I was one of those people that's like, when I was 21, 22, I spent so much time learning, watching videos that I was like, almost like distracted or like not putting myself out there to fail because I was scared that I was going to face rejection. And so that's the best advice, just start. But now I've been putting focus on like 30 minutes of vitamin D, read a book outside, meditate, because I have like so much anxiety and so much going on that it's like impossible for me to have like linear thoughts about things if I'm constantly getting hit with our organization. So there's like 40 people I have to think about at all times.
Yeah.
I was literally saying today was, I was on the phone to like, one of the guys on my team. And I was saying for the last like 4 weeks is the first time I've ever started to empathize with like the entrepreneurs that get up at 4 a.m. Like, and doing the having the 4 hours where there's fuck all like distractions, no one coming in, nothing coming in. This is the first time I've been like, do you know what? Like, because when you have a day, as you guys will know, when you're on a call, and then to not be able to get into like a deep flow state where you can just crank out like 4 hours of straight work, because you can get so much shit done in 4 hours. Oh, yeah. But it's like, I don't want to get up at 4 a.m.
Dude, don't fuck 4 a.m. Just stay up until 4 a.m. It's just
have you guys heard of?
That's what Brett like. That's what Brett does. But you also do the thing where you will fucking get on calls at like 4 a.m., which is
I have
wild.
I've got to.
It's more so just one of those tales, and the reason that most people say get up early is because they're a little older and they have kids.
Yeah.
They do it before they have kids.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of the Miracle Morning by chance? Have you heard of the Miracle Morning? Like, it's kind of like what you guys are talking about, and that's along the lines of what I do. I spend about 2 hours every day doing that. I get up. First thing I do is I drink water, but then I go for a run. I meditate. I read. I write, journal. I pray. I do affirmations. I do a whole bunch of stuff, yoga. And so I do all that in the morning. But you don't have to do it at 4 in the morning. I think it's the most powerful when you get up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, because you're up before everyone else and it puts you in the state. But I know it seems like a lot, but I'm able to do so much more by setting myself up, setting the tone for the day, and priming my mind, because otherwise I'll be mental the rest of the day just reacting to things. But for me, it's really powerful. But I think you can do it if you get up at noon.
Yeah, you have kids, right?
Discipline.
Yeah, it's discipline. Yeah.
I can stay up
forever. Hard to do, dude.
I can stay up forever. But waking up at like 5 a.m. and it's cold as shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I work for myself. It's too easy to like fall a victim to comfortable.
I know it's completely removed from like the degen life, but I'm saying even if you wake up at noon, you can do that. You can focus on priming your mind and setting yourself up. For the day.
So in theory, that's what I would preach for sure. But like, it's way better for me to just be like, all right, I have a speaking event at 9 a.m. and I wake up at like 8:50 and just like crawl out of bed. And so like I have to get up. That's just how I work. But I'll stay.
I've experienced that with you. Like, I know for sure. I've got on a call with you and you've been like putting on your glasses. You're like
drinking my coffee,
and you're like, so what are we doing?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It's not good. But
that's funny as fuck.
the most impactful work is work that you do alone that's like very focused and you need a flow state. And so I like doing that at night because then I can know that I got everything done today. Where in the morning I just have anxiety. Just all these things are about to come in, and I'm like, fuck.
And self-discipline is built. Shit takes forever to like get. And I still go through cycles of self-discipline. I'll go really, really good for a little bit, just like everyone. And then you have a shitty month, you have a shitty day, shitty week, whatever, and things happen. You get piled on with a bunch of work, and then you can't get in the flow state, and it just comes and goes. But I think that's something you develop, and you slowly get a little bit more and more muscle each year, and confidence grows. You get more, you realize that discipline is more and more important, and you just start making less excuses. I feel like.
I don't even think about it like that though. Like I like I'm just in like sprints, like, or like very focused, like I have a mission, I need to achieve it, like a 3-month like grind, and I will like abuse my body to the T. And then it's like 3 months of just like have fun. Like you got to do the day-to-day, your responsibilities, but like there's more to life than just work, I guess.
Well, I've spoken about this before as well. It's like the hustle, when there's been this like anti-hustle culture, and it's this you know, like don't do that, but don't do the grind, like just push yourself to it. But I'm like at the end of the day, we're all adults. We choose we can choose to live our lives in any way that we want. If we understand that, okay, well, there are potentially these sacrifices that are going to get made to our health, to our relationships, to this. It's like, but at the end of the day, it's like we make that decision to do this, and we know that we're pushing ourselves to the point of burnout. But I don't know about you, but I know very, very clearly when I'm like I've pushed myself to the limit, or like it's just because my motivation just drops off a cliff, and I'm like, okay, exactly. I know I've pushed myself too far, and then you take a couple of days off.
If it's and you're good, fun, then you should stop. Like it should
exactly.
be fun at the end of the day. Like,
but that's the issue, is that it is fun for us. But that's the whole point, isn't it? Like that's why we push ourselves, because we do find it so fucking fun. Like this is the game.
Like I was gonna pivot my channel to business advice, but then that Starbucks thing happened. I'm like, this shit's dope, and I turned my camera on and recorded for 13 minutes, and there was not a single cut, and I uploaded it without any editing.
Let's go.
Like I genuinely just enjoy that shit. And that's what I think about. I'll drive down the street and think about NFT strategy for Whole Foods or some shit. Just, I'm like creativity, I guess. I don't know. But
it's just that's what it takes. It's what it takes if you want to be the right way.
Love it.
Brett's very good.
Yeah, we're gonna do a full episode
in operations and remembering shit and replying to people. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and this will be good. We'll get a whole show with you. Maybe we'll do a normal Joy Keenan podcast with you as well. I think it'd be fucking fun. Brett, thanks for coming on, dude. Metazet, thank you for coming on. You've been on for a minute with us, 2 hours. Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me. It's my honor.
Hell yeah. Do we also want to just like last second? Do we want to leave with like the one person or a person that you look up for as far as like mentality / I don't even know what's the word? Not mentality. Fuck. Like I look at Christian Guzman or Alex Hormoz. Mindset, that's the word. Like who do you look up for as like a mindset person that you need to see every now and then just to be like, oh yeah, I'm aligned. I'm like, they're still working. I'm still working. Like, is there anyone like that for you guys?
I have a fucking army of people that I look up to.
Pick one. Just pick one.
I have so many. Like it's all of those names. Like literally all of those names. But at the moment,
I mentioned
it's my 2 co-founders right now. Like both Mark and Liam. Like I look up to them as. I
want to come on your podcast too, nerd.
Dude, yeah, we'll get you on there, man. We had Gronk yesterday, so we're lining everyone up. We just assumed you'd say no.
Why?
No, I was joking. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I look
space.
I look up to them because they have tenacity and they fucking make it. They make it happen. And that's quite a cool feeling to have with your co-founders.
100%. More of those, you guys.
Well, I just want to chime.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Brett. Just to bounce off that, I gotta, agree that I also look up to Mark and Liam Zerk like that, and you guys. I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this opportunity and what an honor it is to be here with you guys, because I really look up to you guys and everything you do in this space and for this space, and to be here with Brett. I mean, it's mind blowing. So for real, I just want to say,
likewise.
Love you guys. Thank you for everything you do. Keep doing it. And it's you guys that I look up to.
Hell yeah, man.
Nice to meet you, bro.
What you, Brett?
So mine were like Sam Evans, Alex Hormozi, and then I met them all. Just like I was at a mastermind with them 2 weeks ago, and Sam Evans was just clowning me. Clowning me.
They were clowning you? Well, for being an NFI?
I had like 3 long ass conversations with Sam Evans, just like trying to get him to do NFTs because he's making a community platform, school. And I'm like, bro, just like add token gating, just like do it. So many web- and he's like, I don't get it. What's the point? He's laughing at me, referencing the South Park episode of NFTs. And I'm like, a literal idol. I was about to give you all credit for my success, and then you just dismiss
Sam
this.
Evans.
But
that's an interesting take, though. Like, someone you look up to is just like, you're like, damn, you're just a normal ass dude, and now you're a hater. How about Alex? Did you just mention NFTs to him?
No, I didn't get he was like a speaker more so than I guess Sam, but I didn't talk to him as much about it. I just like introduced myself, said hi, 5 or 10 minutes.
Cool.
But
how was his vibe?
He's like the guy right now. It's like everybody.
I believe it. How was his like aura on stage? Was it like
exactly?
Was it like what you expected?
He's to the core. Exactly how he is on his channel is exactly how he's in person. There's no bullshit.
Legend. That'd be cool. Well, hopefully, that'd be be crazy, Bray, if we did a tea time episode one day and Alex Hormozi is one of the people on it. It'd be fucking awesome.
The only thing I'm worried about is because he's like his industry is e-learning, and I always talk about like education for NFTs, like sell education as an NFT, and that doesn't help your bottom line at all because like his game is like exactly what I'm trying to like disrupt. So
damn, that's so interesting.
Like debate, I guess.
Damn, bro, you're gonna be going to war with all your heroes one day.
I used to compete with him. Like one of my agency clients was like,
oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, but
that's crazy.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll save
all right, guys.
For my own episode.
Yeah, 100%. We'll get you back on. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Tea time. This is late, episode 32. Follow everyone. All the links are down below in the description. Yeah, guys, until next time, continue on your joy.